welcome back. Yes, this is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3, and it is Thursday.
It is Thursday. Hello, good morning, and welcome to your feel-good breakfast show. My name is Ewan, and this is the lovely Zoe. And Zoe, this is the first time I've seen you since, and we all know what you're talking about because there's been such a big day yesterday. There's been news articles, there's been social media. You look different.
Thank you. But that's very sweet of you.
You look different.
It's been a whirlwind experience, but everyone's been so kind and so loving. So thank you so much for those beautiful wishes.
Congratulations. That is the best news. That's awesome. Man, it's going to be an awesome journey. But right now, it's going to be an awesome journey with you on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning because today marks the start of Ramadan, and we would like to wish all of our Muslim viewers a blessed month.
Oh, so this morning we are bringing you tips for working out while fasting and Ramadan bedroom revamps, as well as delicious Ramadan and Eid speciality recipes. So today's the show you do not want to miss out on.
Absolutely. Plus, Woolies has partnered with designer Zulfa and Shaheda to bring you modest wear to get you excited for Eid. And that is just a little snippet of what you can expect this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Oh, well, listen, there's someone else we need to say good morning to. Yeah. Good morning, G.
I'm hungry, guys. I'm hungry this morning. I'm so hungry. I'm on the fast. We're going to flip the script this morning. Good morning from my side. Yes, my name is Graham. Absolute pleasure to be joining you on such a special time for so many of our viewers. So wishing you a blessed Ramadan as well. We're going to flip the script right now. We're going to start a conversation because we need to know from you, and we want a really big sample test. Please, have you tried intermittent fasting? Has it worked for you? How do you get it done? How long do you fast for? What's that experience been like for you? Have you had any massive losses or health improvements? We'd love to get the inside story. Please share that conversation with us via a voice note, 063-408-8863. In fact, that's the line you can use for anything today. If you want to chat, if you want to send us videos, pictures, we'd love to stay connected with you. We've got you for 3 hours, and we're going to squeeze every ounce of feel good out of that we can. So let's kickstart that and temper things just a little bit with those news headlines, get a perspective for the day ahead, then I'll touch on the sport.
Thank you very much, Graham. Let's take a look at those news headlines, starting off with your national news. New statistics SA figures show that the country's annual consumer price index increased from 6.9% in January to 7% in February this year. Now, this shows that inflation increased by 0.7% month on month in February. Inflationary pressures came from food and non-alcoholic beverages, housing and utilities, and transport. Food inflation increased to an all-time high of 13.6% year on year. Prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages increased by 13.6% over the past 12 months. Stats SA said the reading in February was the highest price or highest since April 2009, when it was also 13.6%. And the SA National Blood Service is calling on South Africans to donate blood. It has only enough left for 4 days and needs a 5-day supply to meet the country's needs. Spokesperson Simpiwe Cele says he has urged all communities to visit blood donation facilities and invite friends and family to donate as well. Less than 1% of South Africans are active blood donors. A unit of blood can save a minimum of 3 lives. The SANBS aims to collect 3,000 units of blood per day to ensure a sufficient blood supply. So please, South Africa, go out and donate blood. On the international front this morning, Tanzania has confirmed its first ever cases of Marburg, a high fatality viral hemorrhagic fever with symptoms broadly similar to those of Ebola, the World Health Organization has said. The WHO said that the confirmation of the disease by Tanzania's National Public Laboratory followed the death of 5 of 8 people in Tanzania's northwest Kagera region who developed symptoms which include fever, vomiting, bleeding, and renal failure. Among the dead was a health worker. The 3 who survived were receiving treatment, with 161 contacts being monitored. Marburg's fatality rate is 88%. And French President Emmanuel Macron has defiantly defended his decision to force through a rise in the pension age in the face of protests across France and 2 no-confidence votes. This reform isn't a luxury, it's not a pleasure, it is a necessity, he said. Protesters have been emboldened by the government's use of constitutional power to ram through reforms without a vote in the National Assembly. More strikes and national protests are due to take place today, and these events have also cast a cloud over Britain's King Charles's imminent visit to France. And then ending off with this news, a dentist in Finland recently treated one of his most exquisite patients any dentist could wish to have in his or her chair, a snow leopard named Juma. Now, Juma was in urgent need of a visit to the dentist after zookeepers at the Atari Zoo had noticed a suspicious change in one of her teeth. So to quote the zoo's website, experts' analysis was that it needed urgent correction before it started bothering Juma. She was subsequently taken to the Takala Animal Clinic in Nurmo and underwent nothing less than a root canal treatment on the second lower molar. She also had fillings placed to prevent infections. Juma responded well to the treatment and is now recovering in a shelter at the zoo. The zoo proudly shared pictures of the treatment on Facebook, drawing ooh and ah comments from across the globe. The snow leopard is known throughout the world for its beautiful fur and elusive behavior, where it lives in the rugged high-altitude mountains of Central Asia. Well, Juma, now you can bite down on life once again. That's your news headlines for 6 o'clock. We'll be back at 7 with another round.
Thank you so much, Ewan. From big cats to sharks, we move as South African prop Vincent Koch said this week, yesterday in fact, that his test teammate, Eben Etzebeth, helped to convince him to return home to join the Durban-based Sharks. Now, Koch will leave Stade Francais after this year's Rugby World Cup for a deal at Kings Park Stadium. Koch won the 2019 World Cup alongside Etzebeth and will replace another vital member of that squad in the form of Thomas du Toit. So the Sharks, with the 27-year-old, he'll be leaving the Sharks now for Bath at the end of the season, which is a major loss. And we turn to cricket. They're back on top. Australia beat India by 21 runs in their decisive one-day international in Chennai to replace the hosts at the top of the 50-over world rankings. At the heart of that surge, Adam Zampa. He has been brilliant. He took 4 for 45 as India were dismissed for 248 in pursuit of that 270 total. That sealed Australia's 2-1 series win. So India were on top, needing 52 from 38 balls, but leg spinner Zampa dismissed Hardik Pandya for 40 and then had Ravindra Jadeja caught for 18 in the next over. Australia had earlier battled to 269 all out in 49 overs with the back thanks to a 47 from Mitchell Marsh that showed some real fight. Then on to footballing news. Former Arsenal, Real Madrid and Germany midfielder Mesut Ozil has retired from football at the age of 34. So Ozil won 9 trophies during his club career, including 4 FA Cups and the Spanish La Liga title back in 2012. He also won 92 caps for Germany and was a part of the team that lifted the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. He was also named Germany's Player of the Year only 5 times. He was also part of the side that reached the semi-finals of course, the most famous 2010 World Cup and the Euros of 2012. Now on to boxing and possibly an opportunity for another heavyweight as heavyweight unification title fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is off. That's after talks broke down apparently this week. So Alexander Krasuk confirmed the failure to Sky and Usyk and Fury had of course agreed late last year to fight for that undisputed title after Britain's Fury retained the WBC title against Derek Chisora. Now Usyk, who is the WBA, IBF, WBO and IBO champion, will now seek to defend his belts against the mandatory WBA challenger Daniel Dubois. All I'm saying is, Kevin, Lorena, can you smell some blood in the water? We'll watch that space, but that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Brand new day, brand new weather. Let's get the latest from Zozo.
Thank you, Graham. And we start off with some international news. The landmark United Nations Water Conference opened in New York yesterday with key messages that the world faces a global water crisis. Also marking World Water Day, the conference seeks to place the preservation and sustainable consumption of water on a global stage amid concerning data that water-related targets within the Sustainable Development Goals remains alarmingly off track. Now, the UN's General Assembly was awash in music and the color blue as delegations descended to galvanize game-changing commitments to bring the water action agenda to life, with the UN chief Antonio Guterres framing proceedings. He said, and I quote, "We are draining humanity's lifeblood through a vampiric overconsumption and unsustainable use and evaporating it through global heating." And that was his quote. Key targets of the conference are to achieve universal and equitable access to the safe and affordable drinking water for all, achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, and open defecation, improve water quality and reduce pollution. Well, that was your international news for this morning. Let's bring it back home with your sunrise views. Kicking us off this morning is Alison Reed, who shared in from Stellenbosch this outstanding view overlooking the city lights. Siba Balwa from East London made a cup of tea and embraced the morning views and decided to share that with us. Pat Moodley in KZN captured this dusky view of the moon shining brightly in the sky before she left for work. And last up, we have Lex in Sedgefield enjoying a morning hike with her friends and shared this blissful view with us. What a great way to start your day. Well, if you would love to share a good morning view with us, we would love to see it. Our number is 063 408 8863. But let's get into today's temperatures. Polokwane, your low is 15, your high 25. Mbombela, 1829, Pretoria 1627, Johannesburg 1425, Mahikeng 1626, Klerksdorp 1728. If you're in Kimberley, 19 is your low, 29 your high, Bloemfontein 16 with a high of 27, Richards Bay 21 with a high of 31, Pietermaritzburg 1727, rainy conditions for Durban, 22 is your low, 28 your high, Mthatha 1724, East London 20 with a high of 24, and thunder showers. Also expect thunder showers in Cradock 1628, Gqeberha 20 with a high of 22, George 1823, if you're in Cape Town, 16 is your low, 26 your high, Worcester 1627, Sutherland 1331, and in Uppington a low of 20 and a high of 29 degrees Celsius that can be expected for today. Well, that's where I leave your weather. We'll have another update shortly after 7.
Thank you, my wonderful friend. Let me go over to my other wonderful friend and put their resolve to the test. We are talking about intermittent fasting as a bit of a health focus today. I don't know if this is going to tempt you out of your fast this morning. No, but it begs the question, have you tried intermittent fasting before?
That's the one. You know what? I feel like I've done a lot with regards to diet and weight gain and shredding and fights and those kind of things, but I've never fasted. Wow. I've never fasted before, so I'm very keen to learn more about it this morning, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be sitting down with some dietitians this morning, find out the ins and outs of fasting. When should you? How long should you? What types of fasting is there? Because there's so much out there.
You can start your fast tomorrow, so you can dig into that. We'd love to hear from you if you have a personal perspective. 063 408 8863. Do you intermittent fast? How long do you do it for? Yeah. And what are some of the tips and tricks for getting it right? We'd love to hear from you. And nice.
That's good, man.
Made with
If you love your pasta and you're proudly Italiano, then show it in the all-new #Fatties and Monies Wednesday Challenge.
From the 8th to the 29th of March, 4 very lucky Expresso viewers stand the chance of winning your own Nutri-Bullets, plus a Fatties and Monies hamper valued at 500 Rand. But you need to be inspired. We want you to post a picture of your favorite Afro-Italian meal, along with a product pic of the Fatties and Monies product that you used on the Expresso Facebook competition post or on your Instagram page.
So follow and tag @Fatties_and_Monies in your entry and make sure to add #Fatties and Monies Wednesdays. And the competition closes on the 29th of March. T's and C's apply. In fact, bravo, Italiano.
Bravo to you and us.
Oh, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. Welcome. Now, with many people looking for ways to lose weight, intermittent fasting has become a trend that continues to gain momentum across the globe, which makes us ask, when does it no longer become safe? What guidelines should you follow? Because we have different body types. What health benefits are there to intermittent fasting? There's so many questions. Now, this morning, registered dietitians Kerry Seedy and Sandy van Zyl joins us to share their expert opinion on the matter, as well as DJ, actress and model Roxy Lowe, who also joins us to share her experience. Ladies, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thanks.
I'm so happy we're talking about this topic because there's so much information out there. I mean, you can jump on the internet, you can go Google about intermittent fasting, you get so many different kind of versions, but people are still unsure, especially where to start, how long should I do it for. Roxy, I want to start with you. You're an advocate for intermittent fasting, and you've been through the ringer, you've done all kinds of fasting. What's
Absolutely. It's fantastic for the energy levels. And as I was saying earlier before we came on camera, I've tried all different fasts and I'm that person that tests my body and then kind of reintroduces things to see how I feel and how to kind of boost my energy levels and get that brain fog away.
That's the thing, yeah. It's not necessarily for you for weight loss, it's more about that clarity.
For clarity
and how you feel.
and for high performance, from also like surfing and from a sport perspective. So intermittent fasting. So at the moment I fast pretty much from when I wake up until like 3 p.m. And then from 3 p.m. I'll start eating. But yeah, so if I have to work out the hours now, I mean, yeah, I do a big fast, and I really
You've been doing it for so long as well. It comes
absolutely.
But I think what we want to know from the get-go is what happens to the body when we fast. I mean, we've heard the term ketosis. Essentially, that's the state that your body enters when you don't ingest any food or solids. Yeah. What exactly is ketosis? What happens?
So ketosis is basically when the body starts to burn fat for energy. So, you know, every cell in your body runs on glucose. So we see it in our diabetic patients, you know, when you can't, you know, when insulin isn't working properly and the body has to start burning fat for energy, and then they go into a state of ketosis. So, and then in the process of ketosis, it's basically, like I said, burning fat for energy, and then it forms what we call the ketone bodies. So obviously those do have side effects that come with producing ketone bodies as well. So it's often the side effects that patients see with intermittent fasting or even your diabetic patients before they are diagnosed.
Now, there's so many different types of fasting, like Roxy has also said, and you know, the times vary depending on what your goal is. What are some of the more popular versions of fasting that you've seen, and generally, how long should one fast if you want to embark on something like this?
So there are quite a few different types. The 16-8 seems to be the most popular.
Which sounds like a cricket score to me.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. What does it mean, 16-8?
So that's 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours a window period where you can eat.
Okay.
There's no sort of specific restrictions around what you can eat, so you can eat whatever you want, but as long as you stick to your time period, your time frame, that's what you're looking for. And that, for me, is potentially a bit of a problem. I think you need to do it in conjunction with some input around what you should be eating. And I'm sure you've been there, done that, eating the right foods.
Yes,
but I think not everybody's aware of that. It's not just free for all, sort of go for your,
that's the thing,
your burgers and chips and what else, chocolates and all of that.
Look, because I know that when you start fasting, obviously your body starts going through different processes, and you go through some extreme hunger, you might get some, you know, some dizziness. What foods do you go to? What is your go-to?
I mean, I break the fast like subtly with the green juice. You don't want to all of a sudden just like bang a pizza on your gut.
You're going to be on the floor very quickly.
Yeah, you're going to be feeling really ill. So I break it with the green juice, and then I'll introduce some fruit, and then subtly start introducing maybe some eggs, a bit of rice, and then have a meal toward the evening.
Yeah. I want to ask, why would you say, in your professional opinion, is fasting a good idea? And is it a good idea for the majority of people looking to improve clarity of mind, getting that fogginess away, maybe weight loss?
Yeah. So there definitely are, you know, research in intermittent fasting is still in sort of the baby stages. So most of the research done is sort of done in rodents and mice with the anti-aging benefits and that kind of thing. So scientifically speaking, from a human perspective, there are benefits from doing a fast 1 week out of a year. So it kind of kickstarts your metabolism, and it does help with insulin sensitivity. the problem with doing long-term fasting is it can be detrimental to the body. So, and it also depends, like we were saying, how you fast. So whether you're not eating for a certain period of time and then you're eating, like Sandy was saying, very unhealthily during those 8 hours. So how you do the fast is also affects how, you know, the side effects and that kind of thing as well. So obviously with fasting, it does help with calorie restriction, and then there are benefits from calorie restriction. But the problem for me in my private practice is, in terms of the side effects with doing intermittent fasting long term, is a lot of these diets are sort of linked to osteoporosis, depression, reduced lean muscle mass, reduced concentration. So if you're fasting, but you're also doing sort of a ketogenic diet, it's been shown to reduce mental functioning by like 25%. So, so there are pros and cons.
I think the key here is to know exactly what you're doing before you go into something like this, because at the end of the day, you want to do it in a sustainable way. You want to do it in a healthy way. We're going to be back talking about intermittent fasting in just a little bit. Stick around for that. But we want to know from you, have you had experience with it? What's your view on intermittent fasting? Chat to us online, 06340 88863.
Thank you so much. An amazing panel this morning. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate here and see if we can't tempt you out of any fast right now with something truly delicious. Now, it's our mission to help make your good mornings great mornings, and hopefully we get that done every day. And our new friends, Wadia and Munib from Fresh Drop Eats, have popped in to dish up some of their Eid-inspired brunch ideas that are, let's be honest, ticking all the boxes. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us.
Wishing you nothing but love and peace and blessings over this very special time. Thank you so much for coming to us, into our space, to inspire us with what looks like 3 of the most delicious Eid-inspired recipes. So, first of all, I need a bit of background, because you guys have a vibe. There is a reason why you are here today, because people are talking about you, people are loving what you're doing. How would you describe your food?
I would say that it's soulful food. Certainly really just simple, fresh ingredients made with lots of love, and really nothing complex, just good, clean flavors that just speak to your heart.
It's the flavor bazooka, I call it. If you're gonna get it right, get it right. And there is something about these particular flavor combinations that are really getting me excited. So where should we start?
Let's start off with one of our famous dishes, which is our bao buns. We currently do a sticky Asian short rib bao, but with our clover fruits of the forest dairy snack, we've gone with a new twist, adding a little bit of apricot to the mix, the apricot dairy snack. Nice. So with that, it gives a little bit of a different flavor, and boy, are we having fun. Definitely a new menu item.
I was going to ask, I hope this is going to be permanent. You can call them Graham's bao bun after this, okay? And I won't charge you a cent. Okay, so you've got, I'm guessing, the magic coming together in that sauce.
Yes.
Talk us through how we compile these beautiful bao buns.
Okay, so this sauce is a gochujang sauce, base sauce. A little bit of soy sauce. We got some golden syrup in the sauce as well. We spiced it up with a little barbecue, some salt and garlic salt, and a little bit of chili flakes, you know, just to give it a bit of a kick.
Bit of warmth for balance.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we have some deep-fried thighs. So we've deep-fried these. That's also prepared in our own coating. The coating is normal 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. We got salt, we got a little bit of paprika. I'm sure we'll share the recipe with
we'll have this
everybody.
recipe up on our website. I have a feeling people are going to demand it.
So nothing fancy. We have some bao buns here, which we've pre-steamed, obviously, ready for you guys. And we're going to just take some of the chicken. We're going to put it directly in the sauce. We're going to get that heat up a little bit.
And there it's about getting, I suppose, the balance. You want the crunch. You need a little bit of
that. So you need the crunch, and obviously the sticky sauce, it all just comes together in a nice, soft rice flour bun. So that's where all the magic happens.
It's pure heaven. So, Wadia, we're going to start on a fresh element to this while he wraps up what is looking like my breakfast this morning. What are we making here?
We're doing a granadilla mango parfait, and this for this dish, so you can either use a selection of the dairy snacks that Fruits of the Forest have available, either a granadilla, or in this case today, we're going to be using a Cape fruit dairy snack, and it's layered, basically your dairy snack, then some mango puree, until you get to the top. You top it off with some fresh granadilla pulp.
Granadilla pulp. Oh.
And then we top it off with some shavings of salted caramel chocolate.
Absolutely
add a little
beautiful.
bit of
And
a
I
sweet
love this
element.
because this is really light and fresh, and it's going to cut
Absolutely.
through the kind of intensity of the other items on our menu.
Correct.
Okay, so while you put that together, I'm going to get started on our smoothie here. Talk me through the steps here. What am I combining?
Okay, so with a smoothie, we're literally going to put in some of the blueberries. If you can save a blueberry for the top, which is just going to be for aesthetic purposes.
Save 3, just for the...
So we've got blueberries. You can put in a cup of the yogurt. The granola actually is for the top, but you can also put it in the ingredients to give a little bit of a crunchy element.
bit
So if
more
you're just
body,
looking for a little bit of body, the ice, and then a cup of your dairy snack.
Oh, lovely. Fresh
And then whiz that
beautiful.
up all together. And then I do recommend just, chilling it in the fridge prior to serving. But if you don't have the luxury of time, you're welcome to obviously serve it because it's chilled because of the ice cubes. And then we put a little bit of a layer of granola on the top, and then literally a berry or two just for...
Oh, brilliant. I love this. I love the fact that we've got a beautiful balance just within this. We've got that hearty, healthy, beautiful, I think, ultimate comfort food, but then something to balance it out that's light and beautiful. So we're going to wrap these fresh delights up because we've got a studio to feed this morning. Oh, look at the colors popping there. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, we are heroing our Clover Fruits of the Forest dairy snack. It's got the real fruit in there and, of course, the real taste. And with a source of 7 vitamins, try Fruits of the Forest with cereal for those morning commutes for a little bit of extra bulk, ready to enjoy anywhere at any time. And you can make those good mornings great mornings. All right, and if you'd like to find this inspiration and work through some of these recipes or possibly put your own spin, you can find them on expressoshow.com. But I would really recommend that you head over to Fresh Drop Eats socials to find out where you can get in on some of their delectable eats. I'm thinking about that short rib, every word I say, and you can get all the recipes on expressoshow.com. Oh, these are coming together beautifully.
Fruits of the Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real tastes.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Whenever you have something really cold, and then you get this short, sharp kind of sensation, that's sensitivity. It can get worse. The problem is not going to go away by itself. I always recommend Sensodyne. It's specially designed to care for their sensitivity. And I've had people coming back to me saying it's made a difference. It works.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this lovely Thursday morning. Now, this morning we are discussing one of the biggest dietary trends right now, and that is intermittent fasting. Just how safe is it? What guidelines should you follow? And are there health benefits to it? Registered dietitians Kerry Seedy and Sandy Fonsell joins us this morning for more answers. Thank you very much, ladies, once again. We covered quite a bit in our previous segment with regards to what it is, what happens to the body. People want to know. And the thing is, you know, the internet's readily available. There's a lot of apps. So how do you guys view this in terms of information around intermittent fasting?
I think there is a lot of information, and a lot of it, unfortunately, can be a bit misleading as well. It's never a case of one size fits all, and that's the problem, is you assume it is. So you'll go on, you'll sort of investigate it, and, oh, it looks fine, great, this is what I must do. But maybe you've got diabetes, maybe you've got a renal problem from kidneys, something like that, or maybe you're pregnant, breastfeeding. Very highly contraindicated in all of those people.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on medication for heart disease as well, and you need food to take with your medication, especially if you're sort of type 1 diabetic as well, you're taking insulin. All of that can become quite dangerous. So the biggest advice there is speak to a health professional, sort of, so that they can assess you, assess potential risk, can give you the all clear and say it's absolutely fine to go ahead. But I think it's important that you look into all those different aspects, your medical conditions, how active you are as well. A lot of sort of
All of us
people-
are different. All of us are
Absolutely.
different. We need to
Yeah.
know exactly what we're entering into. We spoke about this as well. But I mean, you know, when it comes to intermittent fasting, a lot of people have this view of, I want to lose weight, that's why I'm going to do it. But that's not necessarily the case. It's not a quick fix to losing weight. This is something that you need to do in a sustainable way.
Yeah, for sure. So weight loss is it's about lifestyle change. So you can't just, you know, you've got to look holistically at the person and the patient, and besides dietary intake, you also got to look at exercise, you got to look at fluid intake, and stress reduction, and multiple things. So you can't just look at the person, you can't just focus on diet alone.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We got a voice note this morning from Tanya. Let's quickly take a listen.
Good morning, my name is Tanya. I fast from 9 in the evening till about 3 p.m. the following day, and I find that my energy levels are way up in the morning. I do not feel tired or sluggish, and I will maintain my liquids without sugar, without milk, and then I will continue my day.
All right, thank you very much for sharing, Tanya. Definitely, once again, for energy levels, you know, so there's definitely benefits to fasting. But let's talk quickly about the physical representations that happen to the body when you fast. Dizziness, headaches, smelly breath. What do you make of that? How should people approach this? Is this a sign that you should, listen, something is not right, should you eat something or should you push through?
Yeah, I mean, my advice would probably be to eat something if you're dizzy. So, you know, that smelly breath comes from, you know, the ketone bodies produce a waste product called acetone, which is like nail polish removers. So that like kind of alcohol smelling breath, some people say it smells like cucumbers. But yeah, so that's basically a side effect of fasting. But like Sandy was saying regarding the diabetics, definitely like diabetic patients, thyroid patients, that sort of thing, we wouldn't really advocate for intermittent fasting.
All right. Ramadan has started. Advice that you can leave us with before you guys take your way.
So for me, what I recommend to my patients is just having very low GI foods first thing in the morning, so high fiber, foods that will sustain you, foods with a lot of fluid as well. So often, you know...
Not a lot of sugars.
No, so you don't want to spike and then dip. So like oats in the morning is fantastic. Having soups and that sort of thing. So often, you know, it's also popular to break the fast with dates. I don't advocate dates a lot of, you know, especially for my diabetics, just from the sugar content.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really just going low GI, high fiber, and you don't want to go for the fatty foods.
Yeah.
So because that's where the patients don't lose weight with fasting, is when you're going high fat, you know, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Lovely. Kerry, Sandy, thank you very much for sharing a piece of your advice with us. Really appreciate it. I mean, there is really no copy and paste when it comes to intermittent fasting. You need to know exactly what it is that you're getting yourself into with regards to your personal body type as well. Continue sharing those messages with us, 06340 88863 on our WhatsApp line.
Oh, thank you, Ewan. Well, listen, when it comes to exercising while fasting, it is generally safe to do. However, there are some things that you should consider first. Now, to conserve energy for the rest of your day, stick to lower intensity workouts. Keep the workout short and pay attention to your body's signals. Stop exercising if you feel nauseated or lightheaded. And here to take us through some of the exercises that are ideal for when you are fasting is yoga practitioner and all-round fitness enthusiast and wonderful human, Roxy Lowe. She is here. And Roxy, I'm here for the low intensity workouts. I think even though you are fasting, it's still important to get the body moving because you're doing it more for the mind than anything else.
Absolutely, and especially the digestive juices and again, the body moving. And it's a lovely way to set the intention for the day. So we're going to go through a little bit of a yoga flow. We're going to go super slow today because we haven't eaten.
No, we haven't.
We don't have to, you know, just go rushing into the day. It's a nice way to start lightly. So we're going to inhale, a lot of breathing. And exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. Inhale. Exhale.
It's amazing how breathing so deeply just changes your own mood.
Oh, it's amazing. You instantly just go into that Zen mode. We'll do one more, and there's various exercises, different types of breathing exercises. There are some that actually get the digestive going. So you can, I mean, we're not going to do those kind of fiery breaths now, but there's amazing breathing that you can do on its own. You don't even need to really move. Great, so we're going to go to the front of our mat. Cool, and then we're going to bring our arms up and reach to the right. Bring your right hand down. Feel a nice stretch in the stomach. We'll continuously breathe. Great, through center, inhale. Over to the left. Inhale, come up. Great, then we'll step our left leg back. So we're gonna get a nice gentle stretch here. Try and square off the hips. Beautiful alignment. Wow. You've definitely done this before.
I feel like every time you come here, you always give me the biggest compliments. I appreciate it.
And your alignment, the knees over ankles is so important. So, you know, it's just getting that alignment right as well. You don't want to hurt yourself.
Definitely not.
Enjoying that stretch. Great. We'll swap sides.
Whether you're fasting or not, this is such a great way, like you said, to set the intention for the day and just to get you focused for perhaps, especially if you're going to be having a manic day.
Yes. And also to stretch. We don't stretch. No, we don't. We're talking about like keeping ourselves young for longer. The best way to stay young is to be flexible. You don't want to be old and bent over a couch, struggling to sit. Keep the hips flexible, the body flexible.
Very important. Now, Roxy, if people want to get in touch with you, you are a yoga practitioner. Where can they find you to keep up to date with any lessons you might be offering, or perhaps any places you will be where they can just, you know, gain from your knowledge and experience?
Yeah, well, most of my stuff's on Instagram. I'm focusing primarily on the music now, but there's a lot of tips that I give and breathing exercises, because it's all the same thing. We need to stay calm in whatever we do. So on my Instagram, @Roxy Lowe, if you want to find me, and I'm there. Pretty much everything goes from there.
Fantastic. Well, Roxy's not going anywhere. She said she is putting the focus on the music, and she's got a performance for you, so don't go anywhere. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso.
Not only is Adco Mayo Gel giving you the chance to live your life without the burn, they're also giving you the chance to be a winner of 5,000 Rand in cash. All you have to do is answer the weekly competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages. Don't forget to include #AdcoMayoGel and #Enjoy Life Without the Burn. T's and C's apply. Competition will be run by Cordova but sponsored by Adco Mayo Gel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3 now. Create a space of luxurious comfort where you can relax, escape, and rest. And you can also be elevated. And this is elevating your bedroom. Now, blend different designs and textures for a tactile, lived-in feel. And that is perfect for a Ramadan update. Now, we have blogger and stylist Megan Pedro here to give us tips. Megan, it is such a special time in people's lives. How can we add that luxury and that coziness and elevate our bedrooms during our Ramadan?
Oh, I absolutely love this. So again, we are keeping with the neutral tone because that is your base, right? For everything, I think that is such a wonderful way to work into a space. So we've gone with quite an Eastern look about over here. And what I love about this, we've stuck with your neutral tones, but as you can see, there are about 4 or 5 different colors in here. But you wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that, because I mean, to my eye, okay, there's the cream, there's the dark gray, there's the light gray. But if you look deeper into the grain of this material, there's what would you call that? Like that stone?
There's browns, there's taupes, there's stone, and what I love is that in this whole collection, you can see that there's even like a bit of brass that pulls through in your 300 count duvet.
Sure.
So it's absolute pure luxury. So this is your W collection silhouette digital print duvet for 1599. That's what it starts at. And honestly, it is such a great way to just spruce up your bedroom. You know, just a change from the white sheets. I think that it's such a lovely way to kind of bring that in. And then of course the matching pillows are great with it.
Cases. And that's also an easy way to change up the bedroom. You don't have to paint, you just change the bedding.
100%. Again, start with your neutral. That this kind of thing you can always just, you know, swap out. So then you have your Billy corduroy, which is like absolute luxury and soft and sweet. I absolutely love it. And then, you know, that can transition to the lounge for your movie nights, right? So can this faux fur. One of my favorite things. Faux fur is one of the best things to add luxury to your space.
And look
I mean,
this.
the comfort level.
This is like, you've got the fluffy soft side on the one side, and then you've got this, what would you say? This is not velvet, but this is also...
I mean, this is, this is kind of a...
So nice.
I mean, just so soft and lovely, absolutely amazing. And then, you know, your space really is not just your bed. I really love to kind of broaden into your full decor space. So we have your faux marble side table.
Okay. And that naturally means it's a little bit more affordable because it's faux marble. I love that mushroom lamp that you brought back. You've brought it before, but it is a statement.
One of my favorites. I think, again, it kind of pulls in with, you know, the colors of today. And then also, I mean, I don't know about you, I go to sleep with a glass of water every night. You know, you just kind of wake up, you're feeling really, really parched. Woolies has recyclable glass. This is your optical highball glass. And I think, again, the height of it, so perfect. And then we've got your artisan candles. Again, we actually need it right now, but also to create a bit of a mood.
A nice ambiance in the bedroom, definitely.
If you want to give, you know, the light a break. And then another texture-wise that I love to do is your rugs or carpets. I've got a classic runner here. What I love about a runner, it's not overwhelming to have a huge carpet in your space. And often when you have, you know, tiles or laminate flooring, I suggest putting your runner like this, which creates length. So from the front, it almost looks like a full-time carpet, or getting 2 of these and layering them on either side of the bed.
Okay.
So you're getting out, you're putting on your slippers, you're on the carpet, and then you can kind of transition onto your laminate floor.
I love that. What a great way to incorporate this carpet into your room, this rug, and all of these colors. But I feel like you always say this every single time, is stick to the neutrals.
100%.
And for someone that loves a pop of color, how can they bring that in with the neutral bedspread?
There's such great ways. In your bedspread, I would say that, I mean, Woolies has a different selection of prints and colors, ways to choose from. But what I would suggest, when you stick to a neutral bed, bring in a different color candle, bring in a different color, you know, scatter cushion. That's an easier way because especially over seasons, I like to pack them away. So it always feels like you have a fresh space.
And you're refreshing it. Well, Megan, thank you for joining us today and to really show us how you can update your home for Ramadan with these luxe finishes from Woolies. These are all available in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. Right now, once again, we'd like to wish all of our Muslim viewers right now a blessed Ramadan. And thank you so much for connecting with us at this very special time for you. So we've got a question for you. We put on our socials. What do you eat in the morning to sustain your energy for the rest of the day? We're trying to look at this from as many angles as we can, and we ask you to send us some WhatsApp voice notes 063-408-8863 and hit us up on the socials. So let's see what you had to say.
Yeah, there's a lot coming through. I love it. Matteo says, I love cornflakes, no matter what. Done. I love that.
Sold.
Very cool.
Sold.
Done.
Imada saying, Salam Expresso, thank you so much. All bran and scrambled eggs.
There we go.
Clean and simple.
There we go. Protein and fiber, like our dietitians mentioned as well. Very good to start with as well. Hannah says a smoothie with all vegetables and fruits and nuts. Okay.
I love it.
Very good.
Beautiful choices.
Yeah, very different choices
out there as well. Your favorite cereal is still okay. Please keep sharing those thoughts with us and those blessings. We absolutely love having you in our company. On the other side of a very quick break, we're going to chat to Roxy, find out why she has got the most amazing tan, and she feels like almost a new person. We'll find out why in just a moment.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Meet Minnie Hadebe, an aspiring media personality and content creator that needs a little bit of help growing her audience and creating content that leaves a lasting impression. You ready for this?
I am so ready. You want to take videos, photos, different things.
Honey is really helping me a lot here because my camera skills are terrible.
Let's create a reel. Exciting.
That means we're having a fashion show.
Watch the show on SABC2 every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Now, she's not just a wonderful human being, she is also a spectacular record spinner. We love her on the wheels of steel, mostly known, I think, for being in front of the camera, obviously being an exceptional actress and a very successful model. But these days, she's international, baby, and you'll find her in the DJ booth. And you'll find me next to the DJ booth, probably in my buffaloes, just absolutely loving the house. You're a low-down, dirty house DJ.
I do love my house music, man.
And we
It's
love it.
such a
We love
vibe.
you in this mode. Now, I was joking about you almost feeling like a new person. We've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
there is even added to the usual abundance of energy, there seems to be something else there. You were in New Zealand for what promised to be the most amazing New Year's celebration. How has the year started for you?
Wow.
Tell us about this wonderful human being stood in front of us right now. Why are you in such a good place?
Yeah, I mean, maturity, and I guess you're hitting your 30s, you're not in your 20s anymore, which everyone's like, you're in your 30s, you know, time to chill. I'm like, no, I've just started living.
Rev it up.
Rev it up. Headlined the gig in New Zealand, High Life New Year's Eve. It was absolutely incredible. The people were amazing. South Africans came out waving South African flags. It was so special to be there. And
to be there with hubby.
And to be there with hubby, of course. My hubby is my rock, and we don't not go anywhere together. And then I got back, and I ended up playing at a snow festival in Italy, which was fantastic. In the snow, my family were there too. We all went snowboarding, so it was also a first experience for me. But yeah, it's just been moving and moving and moving.
You're an international DJ now.
Yeah, it's hard to grasp it. Yeah, it's still sinking in.
When you're headlining international festivals in other countries, this is a big thing. So congratulations, because I know the amount of work you've put in to hone this craft. That being said, you've started to create new music now that is making waves. Talk to us about this track that you're going to give us a snippet of.
Okay, this is so exciting. I haven't played this track to anyone, and that includes my family. So I'm going to give you guys a little taste of it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the nerves.
For the very first time ever, anywhere, here it is. It is Set Me Free. Take it away.
It's out.
You can't start a song like that and then just like end it. You're gonna go into heart failure. That is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dirty.
It's very
when that bass drops. Oh man, and I love the fact that that's becoming a part of your signature sound.
Oh, I love a bit of bass.
So what do you try to achieve when you put a song like this together? Is it a feeling? Is it a sound? Is it a hook? What is that thing that you kind of anchor to to create something like this?
So for me, it's the build-up. Something that, along with the build-up, has set me free. I mean, that in itself, you're in a club, you're partying. In anywhere in life, you want to be set free. So it's connecting to the lyrics and the drop. The drop for me is everything. Building up to that drop. Feeling like you're just kind of there.
I'm born of the 90s house music.
Yes,
the drop
the
is
drop.
essential, and you nail it. How you can carry that emotion through in a beat, and the timing is just magical.
Oh,
You've done something very, very special.
Thank you.
We're going to let her do what she does best, and that's just lay down a dirty set for us. And that's what you got this morning, so stick around. But right now, let's get back into those official duties. Sure. Nasty.
Now that was a boost of energy for sure, Roxy Low in studio. Stick around. 2 minutes before 7 o'clock right now, let's get into another round of your news headlines, starting off with your national news. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosisiwe Mapisa-Nkakula, will remain in her position. This after a no-confidence motion against her did not garner enough support for her removal. The motion was tabled by EFF leader Julius Malema. It was defeated by 234 votes, 42 votes were in favour and 73 MPs abstained. Malema said his party had lost its respect for Mapisa-Nkakula. He cited last year's incident where EFF MPs were removed during the presidency budget vote. And new statistics South Africa figures show that the country's annual consumer price index increased from 6.9% in January to 7% in February this year. Now, this shows that inflation increased by 0.7% month on month in February. Inflationary pressures comes from food and non-alcoholic beverages, housing and utilities, and transport. Food inflation increased to an all-time high of 13.6% year-on-year. Prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages increased by 13.6% over the past 12 months. Stats SA said the reading in February was the highest since April 2009, when it was also 13.6%. Making international news headlines this morning, the International Monetary Fund says it has reached an agreement with Ukraine on funding worth $15.6 billion. The organization's first loan to a country at war is expected to be approved in the coming weeks. It will also be one of the largest financing packages Ukraine has received since Russia's invasion. The IMF recently changed the rule to allow loans to countries facing, and I quote, exceptionally high uncertainty. The IMF says Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues to have a devastating impact on the economy. Activity contracted by 30% in 2022 and poverty levels soared. And then Tanzania has confirmed its first ever cases of Marburg, a high fatality viral hemorrhagic fever with symptoms broadly similar to those of Ebola, the World Health Organization has said. The WHO said that the confirmation of the disease by Tanzania's National Public Laboratory followed the death of 5 of 8 people in Tanzania's northwest Kagera region who developed symptoms which include fever, vomiting, bleeding, and renal failure. Among the dead was a health worker. The 3 who survived were receiving treatment with 161 contacts being monitored. Marburg's fatality rate is 88%. And then ending off on a lighter note this morning, letters arriving late you often hear of nowadays, but in London, England, one has reached its destination more than 100 years after being posted. Written in February 1916, it arrived at a flat in the south of London after some 116 years. With a Bath postmark and a 1-penny stamp bearing King George V's head, it arrived at Finlay Glen's flat on Hamlet Road in London's Crystal Palace. Now, Glen said he was pretty mystified as to how it could have sat around for more than 100 years. Royal Mail's comment was simply, and I quote, "It's uncertain what happened in this instance." It was sent off nearly 2 years before the end of World War I in November of 1918. It was a letter of apology penned by one Christabel Minnell to presumably a friend named Katie Marsh. Well, as one wag in Hamlet Road, Crystal Palace, put it, it's never too late to apologize, eh? Well, now, 116 years to wait for your letter. Well, that's unheard of. Well, that's your news headlines for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll get into your sports up next.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Let's start with local rugby news and fantastic news for the Sharks. South African prop Vincent Koch is on his way back, and he said yesterday that his teammate and good friend Eben Etzebeth helped convince him to return home to join the Durban-based Sharks. So Koch will leave Stade Francais after this year's Rugby World Cup for a deal at Kings Park Stadium. Koch, of course, has the credentials. He won the 2019 Rugby World Cup alongside Etzebeth, and he'll be replacing another key member of that squad as well in Thomas du Toit. And that's at the Sharks, obviously, with the 27-year-old sadly leaving for Bath at the end of the season, and they're going to need an able replacement in that key position. Now, moving to cricket, Australia are back on top. They beat India by 21 runs in their decisive one-day international in Chennai to replace the hosts at the top of the 50-over world rankings. Very much on the hands of Adam Zampa, who's been on fire for the last couple of years, really. He took 4 for 45 as India were dismissed for 248 in pursuit of that 270, sealing Australia's 2-1 series win. So India were on top, needing 52 from 38 balls, but leg spinner Zampa dismissed Hardik Pandya for 40 and then had Ravindra Jadeja caught for 18 in the next over. Australia had earlier battled to 269 all out in 49 overs with the bat, thanks to a 47 from Mitchell Marsh, but they showed some character with that one. Then on to footballing news. Former Arsenal, Real Madrid and Germany midfielder Mesut Özil has retired from football at the age of 34. So Özil won 9 trophies during his club career, including 4 FA Cups and the Spanish La Liga title back in 2012. Also garnered 92 caps for his country and was, of course, a part of that team that lifted the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. He was named Germany's Player of the Year just 5 times and was also part of the side that reached the semi-finals of our 2010 World Cup and the Euros 2012. So he certainly made his mark. Now on to boxing. A little bit of spice, nice and early in the year. A heavyweight unification title fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is off the cards. That's after talks apparently broke down. So Usyk confirmed the failure to Sky Sports television this week. Usyk and Fury had agreed late last year to fight for the undisputed title. That was after Britain's Fury retained the WBC title against Derek Chisora. Now Usyk is the WBA, IBF, WBO and IBO champion and will now seek to defend his belts against the mandatory WBA challenger Daniel Dubois. All I'm saying is, Kevin Larena, I hope you smell blood in the water, my friend. And that's where we leave our sport for now. The roads should be waking up. Let's get you to work safely.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with your traffic in Pietermaritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal. There's a stationary vehicle on the N2 northbound. It's before Umgeni interchange. The emergency lane is obstructed. Please approach with caution. And then KwaMashu, KwaZulu-Natal, there are roadworks on the N2 bidirectional between KwaMashu interchange and Umhlanga interchange. The right lane has been closed, so please approach carefully. Then in Cape Town, in Kuils River, there's heavy congestion on the N7 southbound. It's at that N1 inbound ramp. Expect delays this morning as you head into town. Add some extra travel time. Well, that's your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And we start off with some local news. Johannesburg Water Authority says its systems are steadily improving after a power failure at the Vereniging Purification Plant infrastructure. It says the pumping system is making progress after the water supply was affected for the past 2 days, affecting pumping capacity at the bulk supplier's Aikenhoff's pump station, leaving most of the services areas without water supply. The entity's technical teams have been working consistently to solve the problem. Meanwhile, the SA Weather Service have issued warnings for today. An orange level 5 warning for severe thunderstorms resulting in damaging winds, large amounts of small hail, and heavy downpours heading to flash flooding are expected over the West Coast and Witzenberg municipality in the Western Cape from this afternoon into tomorrow morning. Severe thunderstorms can be expected over the Northern Cape as well as Cape Winelands, Swartland and Cape Agulhas in the Western Cape this morning. Well, that was your weather update. Let's look at those sunrise views. Naresh in Durban, kicking us off, shared this breathtaking video showcasing all of those and, in fact, captivating the tones in the sky. What a beautiful way. Look at those pinks reflecting over the water. Then Vilna in Scotborough, watching the birds fly around while enjoying the water breeze. Look at that photo, so calm. Sumaya from Wynberg captured this mind-blowing view. Look at those colors over the city. This is absolutely incredible. And last up, we have Shandon, who shared a yellow-filled sunrise. This photo was taken in East London. The ocean's still in the distance. What a great way to start your day. Well, if you have a sunrise view and you would love to share it with us, our WhatsApp line is open. That number is 063-408-8863. But let's get into today's temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 15, your high 25. Mpumbela 18.29, Pretoria 16.27. If you're in Johannesburg, 14 is your low, 25 your high. Mahikeng 16.26, Klerksdorp 17.28. Kimberley 19.29. If you're in Bloemfontein, 16 is your low, 27 your high. Moving to Richards Bay, 21 with a high of 31 can be expected. Pietermaritzburg 17.27. Durban rainy conditions 22 with a high of 28. Mthatha rainy conditions 17 with a high of 24. East London 20.24. Cradock 16.28. Gqeberha 20 with a high of 22. George 18.23, Cape Town 16.26, Worcester 16 with a high of 27. Expect thunder showers in Sutherland, 13 is your low, 31 your high, and Uppington 20 with a high of 29 degrees Celsius for today. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. We'll have a final update shortly after 8.
Thank you so much, Zozo. We've got a little bit of time, exactly 1 minute before we move into the next hour of the show. So, Roxy, I'm going to give you 1 minute to teach me how to DJ. How do you do
like
it?
that.
Let's mix a beat.
Okay, let's mix a beat.
Okay, what do we do?
So the beats, there's two sides here. We've got one song on this side, one song on this side.
Cool.
We're starting on this side, normally start on that side, but let's start on this side just to mix things up.
All
Make
right.
it a little more tricky.
I like it.
Cool, and I'm going to start with the build-up of the song.
Okay.
Well, toward the drop. So we'll start with that one up. Everything's aligned. We've got everything ready. And what we're going to do, you're going to put the headphones on.
Okay.
You can leave one if you want to let me hear. But also, I can hear by the ear. We're going to pull out the bass, because we've got bass on this side.
All right.
We're going to pull out the mid. About halfway in.
All right.
Cool. So I'm going to play. You're going to tap with the beat, so you get a feel for the beat on the one side.
Okay.
And you're going to tap next to the play button, okay? The song's cued already.
Okay.
You're going to tap with the beat. And then on the drop, you press play.
Okay.
Cool?
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to hear if it's not right. If it's not right, we're either going to chase it or pull it back.
All right. Okay, let's see if I can get this right.
There is a shortcut. I mean, you can press the sync button if you miss, but we stay away from that. We're going
All
to
right, let's give it a shot. Okay, as we do
cool.
this, you
Let's
can
start
get
the
yourself
build-up.
into party mode.
Are you
We'll be
ready?
back in a moment. See you in a moment.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Ai, o Alfredo.
We date Italian.
Sou Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gale gale. We're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italian. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fettis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Over the years, Woolworths has established themselves as a fashion retailer catering for everyone, and that is exactly what they are doing with their latest fashion collaboration. A modest fashion collection made for women by women. It is a collection that is synonymous with gracefulness, stylishness, and sophistication. And here to tell us more about this exciting collaboration is Head of Design for Women's Wear from Woolworths, Emma Jane Farrow, and collaborative designer Zulfa Isaacs, and founder of Iman Jewelry, Julia Kuvadia. Ladies, good morning. Great to have you here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Emma, I'm going to start off with you because we are seeing modest fashion becoming a global trend. We've seen it at Fashion Week, but now the big question is, why has it become so popular, and where can you wear this collection to?
I think the biggest thing is it's about inclusivity. So inclusivity has become such a huge, huge global trend for us right now. And obviously modest dressing is a huge part of that too.
And it's also brought Zulfa to our screens because Zulfa, tell me about this collection and especially the inspiration behind this modest wear collection.
First of all, I'm very excited about this collaboration, especially with Woolworths, and that they are doing it in such a big way and having everyone across all the departments in Woolworths participate. No one's been left out, from women's wear, men's wear, kids, food. The idea behind it was that this is a one-stop shop for Eid. You're going to come to Woolworths and you're going to meet all your needs there.
Now we have a beautiful rail in studio, but let's bring our models in because they're wearing some key items from this collection. This has to be, I don't know how to choose a favorite, but initially my eye just fell on this pop of color. Zulfa, talk me through this look.
So it's the purple is in a lovely crepe fabric, so it's easy to wear, it drapes well, and it's very forgiving for those of us who need forgiveness. I include myself here first. So this purple outfit has a detachable scarf, which she's wearing, and that would be for the modest customer. For the more fashionable customer, woman, you could wear it in a fashionable way. Oh, sorry. You could wear it in a fashionable way.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'll just show you how you could dress it down as well.
So I love this because this is a formal outfit. You can wear this to your Eid celebrations, and then afterwards you can then use key pieces from this and wear it a bit more relaxed.
Exactly. Take the top, for instance. If you paired that with a jeans and your trench coat, which is a key item for the season, there you can go, off to coffee with your friends after work.
I love that.
So there's many ways to dress it up and dress it down.
Our second model has got this beautiful skirt on with all these different colors.
It's a jewel-colored collection. We've got the top and the skirt in it, but what we've also got is the printed scarf. I mean, obviously you wouldn't wear it together. We've got plain scarves to go with it.
Let me help you there.
Okay, we've got
the plain scarves for
Thank you. We've got the orange, the purple, vice versa, and then we've got the printed scarf. I mean, this, if you may, could you take out your top for a second? Because I just actually want to show that if you are more modest and wanting to cover, it is actually a long blouse, and you can see it's got the long back and the shorter front, and then this would be ideal with you know, the olive pants. Then what I do want to say, if you're not into bold colors, I want to show you how you can just dress it down. Would you mind I'll just throw it over you, it's fine. We'll do that.
So by adding...
Just toning it down. It just kind of calms it down, but you're still wearing the color. You've got that massive pop of color, but it's toned down. Emma, can I hand this over to you? So you could, we're going to replace the printed blouse with the cream blouse that we've got. I actually should show you the detail. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful fit and lovely to wear with a scarf because it doesn't have a collar. The other alternative is to wear it with the leather jeggings, which is stunning. Oh, absolutely stunning. It's about knowing that you are going to wear it again and you're going to wear it over and over, because that's what we want. We want you to feel comfortable and know that you're getting value out of what you're getting from Woolworths.
Oh, I love that. Now, our models are going to stay here because, Julia, you are the creator of Iman Jewelry, and you have also partnered with this wonderful collaboration.
Yes.
Why was that such a deciding factor for you?
Well, I think when you're invited by a brand like Woolworths, which is just an amazing, you know, brand to be involved with, it's more of a leap for joy than a decision. And also because they're at the forefront of things like this inclusivity and a modest range, which is so wonderful and so needed. And in South Africa, I think they must be one of the first to do this. So it was just wonderful to be invited.
How have you elevated these two looks we are seeing in front of us with your jewelry?
So for the purple look, I thought that obviously she started off with hijab, and I liked a light earring because, you know, it just adds a little bit of sparkle to the scarf. And then because there's not much space for jewelry, I put a few more chunky rings and a bangle to sort of give that pop of color. And I know she's got the pointy shoes with gold on, so I thought that would all tie together nicely. For the gorgeous multicolored look, we've got the Rose May bag, which I've collaborated with, and they're part of this too, and are also equally excited. And we designed a little handbag, what we call handbag jewelry for that, which is going to be able to be personalized in stores on the days of the activation. And then, yeah, just a little bit of color on her fingers to tie in with the beautiful shirt and skirt, and then a chunkier earring, because obviously a necklace wouldn't really be visible in that shirt.
Julie's forgetting to add that handbag jewelry is actually versatile as well, and you can wear it as a bracelet.
Well, Julia, if you don't mind, can you show me how it's done, how you can wear the handbag jewelry as a bracelet? You can even use my arm if you want to.
Sure, if I can get these clasps off. Let's see if we get this on. And we did it in a sort of a link that any size can link on easily, and then you can get your name engraved, or so that's sort of how it works.
Have it personalized.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love how there's so much versatility and flexibility, but yet elegance in this range. Ladies, thank you for joining us today and showcasing your wonderful collaboration. I love that there's a collaboration within a collaboration within a collaboration.
Absolutely.
And thank you to our beautiful models. And for you at home, celebrate moments that matter with Woolworths' Modest Wear collection. Don't miss out on an exclusive showcase by local women-led brands, Iman Jewelry and Rose May Handbags. They will be at the following stores for one day only, so catch them at Santon on the 1st of April, Gateway the 8th of April, Canal Walk the 12th of April, V&A Waterfront the 15th of April, and at Cavendish Square on the 19th of April. Happy shopping.
Love that. Thank you very much, Zoe. Now go ahead and celebrate moments that matter with Woolworths' Modest Collection, in-store, online, or on the app from Monday, the 27th of March. Mondays lekker om saam julle kan kuier vanoggend. Stick around on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to be jumping into the kitchen right after these.
Join the bank that's best for your loan. Choose up to 200 Rand cashback monthly with a personal loan. Apply for a personal loan and a savvy account today. Nedbank, see money differently.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us as we delve back into a delicious recipe in the kitchen. Kheer pudding is an effortless, classic and, yes, decadent dessert to enjoy during Ramadan. It's well known in the eastern parts of the world for its delicious taste and convenience. And here to show us just how convenient is Chef Clem. Dun, dun, dun. You had some swag when you came in here.
I was going to do my... Okay, are you ready? Hi, I'm Clem Pedro, and tonight on The Insider, I'll be with my guest, Young G.
I've been telling them to put presenters on The Insider for the longest time. They're like, no, we're sick of you, dude.
For sure.
So look, we say this is effortless. I'm looking at a few ingredients here that speak differently. So make this effortless for us. Now, this is obviously an iconic dessert, a beautiful sweet treat, but we've got to pay homage to the ingredients and, of course, why we are eating this. So take us through the blow-by-blow, because this looks delicious.
It is. Paying homage to the ingredients and to the person that came up with this recipe, Sadie Bubbles of Yum. She's been on our show so many times. Her recipes, oh my goodness. It's like going to, like watching the rugby or like watching sports live and you watch her cook. I just sit there and I'm like,
the World in Union starts playing, you're on your feet.
It's the world in union. You was with us.
Oh. No, stop. I'm actually going to pass out from pure elation. Just stop. Okay,
the team upstairs are like, start cooking! Start cooking! Okay, cool. So,
start the World Cup.
There we go.
Start the World Cup.
Very simple. So the first part of the dish is going to be the milk.
Okay.
Delicious, absolutely amazing. And then it's thickening and binding agents. But they're quite smart about that. We're using semolina, which gives you a little bit of nuttiness. I love semolina.
Okay.
So before we add our corn flour to the mixture, I like making a little slurry. Okay? Corn flour, when you add it as a powder to the mixture,
lumpy, lumpy.
They like getting together and staying together.
Yeah.
You out there, you should be more like corn flour. Just joking. So
corn flour is very bromantic.
It's very bromantic, like staying together. So to help it just kind of like blend easily, make a little bit of a slurry, corn flour.
Is that the official culinary term? Slurry. Is it?
It is. Wow. Sometimes those French guys just be like, hey.
Hey, man, I'm hip. I'm cool.
What should we call this one? We should call it slurry.
Slurry.
I don't know.
Not so fast, make it slurry. I love it.
Milk goes in. And I love this dish also because when the craving hits, you can make it like really quickly.
Yeah. But what if the craving hits and you've got none of this in your home and you've got only 60 minutes?
You know what you do? Whip out your phone. Release dash. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, beep. Done. That's
Boom,
it.
It's there.
Milk in.
They can't make the dessert for you, but they can get the ingredients to you super quick.
That's the thing. Semolina going in, and as you add it, you whisk. Who said men can't multitask?
Look at that.
Whisk, 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 whisk. Then.
What does the semolina do? Because it's kind of got like a mazy, is what my brain is trying to classify it as. What is semolina?
So semolina is a grain. What it does is it's going to thicken your mixture along with the corn flour, but it's going to add texture. And it's got a slight sweety note to it.
Okay.
So it just takes that just one-dimensional creamy dairy flavor
and
it just elevates it a little more. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep your eye on this.
Okay, I'm watching it.
You're watching?
I am.
Let's talk about dessert cream.
Okay.
We don't use it a lot. You find it a lot in like Cape Malay dishes or in Indian dishes. I'm a little obsessed, but I realize why I don't use it that much.
Because
I love it too much. Too much. So
it's
this is
just too dangerous.
This is it. So it's got it's dessert cream, like a little evaporated. It's got a beautiful like, little
dessert and cooking
wobble to it.
Would this have been called evaporated cream at a point? Or?
Probably. I mean, in theory, it's evaporated cream, but we call it dessert cream.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so sexy.
No.
Dessert cream.
And then we've got another one of my favorites, condensed milk. Condensed milk's absolutely amazing. And again, I love it because you'll find it in Indian recipes so often.
All the time. And in sweet and savory as well, which I'm digging. I'm loving that. No, from boarding school times, this was gold. No, it was platinum, liquid platinum.
Were you trading on the school ground?
Buddy, you were king for a day if you could bring to school a little you know? I'm sure I even had like syringes that I would give it off in, and it was such a treat, dude. Everyone needs a side hustle.
You do.
Okay, you need a side hustle, and condensed milk got me through the years, man.
So what you're gonna do, this generally starts thickening up quite quickly, okay? So keep an eye on it. Once it just starts thickening, you can go in with. You do that one.
Okay.
I do this one. We'll meet in the middle.
Oh, it's whoa.
Oh.
Whoa, man.
Oh.
Hey, look at it. Just two different textures
coming
finding
together.
our way in the world.
As one. As one.
And I think I managed to cover myself in some of that as well.
This is also amazing. So hang on to this. This is where the magic is. Don't waste that. Someone's gonna want that.
Oh yeah, this is gold. I told you. This. Will get you through.
A little bit of cardamom. Cardamon's great, and a little bit goes a long way, okay? So just give it a little, That's enough.
And this is what you need. It needs headiness, if that makes sense.
I get
It needs
you.
to fill the olfactory senses
Yes.
in every way. So it's not just about taste.
It's not.
It's about the sensory experience.
It is, absolutely. A little bit of vanilla always. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna ask you to come over here. You've got our finished pudding. So once it starts thickening, you pour into your little dishes.
Wow.
You could toast your coconut if you want.
Okay, which would you like toasted?
I'll toast a little bit of coconut. What I need you to do is get a little fancy. Get yourself a fine grater.
Okay.
Got pistachios. I want you to do like a fine little dusting of pistachio.
Oh, wow, okay.
Over the top of our desserts.
Oh.
And I like doing this part at the table. Because, and you see that vibrant green?
Yeah.
That comes out when you do that fine grating.
I know, that's literally what I was thinking. You're reading my mind. The color here is very unexpected. Oh, I love pistachios. Absolutely. They're probably my favorite nut, to be honest. And I love the fact that they normally come in their shells to prevent you from overeating. I'll try and do that to see if I can still have one in my mouth while I'm unwrapping the next one. And I've never made it. I've never had 2 pistachios in my mouth at the same time. Shush. Shush. I've never had 2 pistachios in my mouth at the same time.
So, another thing about pistachios is we know they're not cheap, okay? We know that. By grating it, you'll make one nut go like a very long way. So grating it just helps you like feed the tribe with one nut. There we go. So you want this to get a little toasty, a little roasty, because coconut's got a lot of oil in it. Okay? And the way you bring out that true flavor is when you toast it. So even now, it's not even at the toasty point just yet, but you can smell it. It smells tropical.
That's beautiful. The house, this one dessert is going to turn your house into like a center of culinary delight. The second a person walks in,
They're gonna
be like,
know.
oh my word.
Look at that, it's happening, it's happening. And if you come really closely, you can see those fine little white grains of coconut toasting. Then don't do what I'm about to do. You don't do this.
Okay, avert your eyes.
You would put this into a bowl and then do it, but I'm okay, I'm okay. So a little bit of a sprinkle.
Because he does have asbestos fingers and hands, like all chefs.
This is magical, this is great. This is for you.
Oh, my love. Hey, look at you, man. This is absolutely beautiful. Buddy, thank you so much. This has been an experience.
It has been. You didn't look me in the eyes when we cheers.
Oh.
There you go. Taste it, give it a taste, give it a taste.
If you want to get your hands on this absolutely spectacular recipe, this experience for the senses, go to expressoshow.com and you will yourself find this effortlessly delicious pudding in your own kitchen, and we want photos. And if you're missing any of the ingredients, you can get them all at Woolworths, in-store, online, or of course, far more easily with Woolies Dash. Boom, 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 boom. Woo.
Whenever you have something really cold, and then you get this short, sharp kind of sensation, that's sensitivity. It can get worse. The problem is not going to go away by itself. I always recommend Sensodyne. It's specially designed to care for their sensitive teeth. And I've had people coming back to me saying it's made a difference. It works.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
If you want to know what the fury of the gods really looks like, it's that face. It's that face right there. We have a god of cinema in our midst to tackle a brand new film that we thought we were going to have mixed feelings about, but it feels like this is going to be a cracker. We are talking about Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Don't transform, Bru. Stay where you are.
Oh, I shouldn't have said it out loud, eh?
Yeah, I feel like you're probably like double the jackedness and the psychness and the excitement of, you know, both of us. We've both seen the first one. Have you seen the first one?
I've seen the first one, and I haven't seen the trailer for this.
Exactly. So now what we're going to do, rather than just, you know, give you a little clippage, a little scenery, let's show you the whole trailer. It's a super, and we have to go larger than usual. And so here it is. Let's have a closer look at Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods.
Shazam!
I'm an idiot. I don't deserve these powers, if I'm being honest. Like, what am I even contributing? Ow! There's already a superhero with a... Take my powers back.
You gave them to me so you would take them back, right?
Billy, what are you... Just me. I feel like a fraud.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
The daughter doesn't matter. Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got powers.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay. Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You understand I'm a pediatrician, right?
Come on!
Now let's get down to business.
Listen to me, Billy. The fate of your world depends on it. The daughters of Atlas are coming for you.
Children stole the power of all the gods. This is very personal.
Okay, I feel like maybe I should be writing all this down.
Give us the powers, child. Billy ripped it from our father's core.
Look, I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not super old like you. But I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. It's all about family! Family! Guys, that was a signal! You are very menacing. I just want you to know that.
Introduce Joe. His name is Shazam!
Coming to hunt us. Children stole the power of...
Your world will not
We are at war. We will annihilate everything. Champions of this realm can do nothing to stop us.
not survive this.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
You think I know how to fix this dude, but I really don't.
Billy, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Fight for your family. The world will not survive this.
Billy! I don't know how we fight powers.
Come get him! Hey, Khaleesi! I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
I love my life.
That's so cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Look at these two 5-year-olds over here.
But you get to live vicariously through a character like this, and it feels funny, man. The timing looks great.
And so that's an attractor for me as well about like movies like this, and similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, is having a complete nincompoop, having a jokester type thing against the greatest forces of evil.
Yeah.
So similar to how, you know, in just real life, the tension between kids and grown-ups, the grown-ups he's facing here are ancient heroes, and he's still a babaki, basically. But it's not all, you know, fun and games necessarily. Sometimes it's serious. So how about I show you a clip of the more serious stuff? Here is a bit of a fight scene from Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods.
Let's get dark. Come on.
Okay, I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not, like, super old like you. But I think I have a few experiences that you don't have. Because I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. And let me tell you something. It's all about family! signal. We practiced this like 12 times. Thank you. Forgot all about my family, didn't you, goddess?
There's an inside joke there.
What's that?
Fast and Furious, Helen Mirren is there. What make the connections there?
But like you said yourself, Ewan, while we were just watching that, she's just a great actress.
She's fantastic.
In anything she does. But she does all this fun stuff too. She was also in Red, remember, which is also a comic book movie. So she loves being the villain. She's also the villain in Fast and Furious. That, however, was not in fact the scene JP was promising. I'll show you the darker, more scary one later, and then our 5-year-old brains can
get our kicks.
Because let's be honest, there is a bit of a serious part to this movie as well. Because I mean, he's such a fantastic actor. I love the comedic presence that he brings to screen as well. With that kind of like, almost like a childlike.
There's an ease.
Yeah, he is. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by the first one, which I thought was going to be horse poo, because I hate all superhero movies.
I initially compared him to Superman, man. I'm just saying. And then I was like, do I want to watch this? I don't know. And then I did with my boy, and we thoroughly enjoyed it.
We can watch this with your boy.
That's the thing.
We're talking so much about number one. So just so you know, this one is actually out since last week. All I'm doing here, South Africa, is giving you some options. It's so weird. Sometimes you'll talk to someone and be like, man, I can't wait for X to come out. And you'll be like, dude, that's been out for 2 weeks.
It's right, yeah. The cinemas are open again, bro. The cinemas are open.
Just so you know, then a bit of the storyline you've seen there, Helen Mirren, we spoke about Lucy Liu, who for whatever reason refuses to speak during the trailer.
Strong silent type, bro.
Why? She's a good actress too. Give her some talk.
Khaleesi's dragon comes into play.
Sure, why not? I think we're going to get sued because of you, Adoption. And then Rachel Zegler as well as the Clancy there. And now she made her debut in West Side Story for Steven Spielberg. She's one of the other daughters of Atlas, is who the bad guys are here. So she's a great little actress too. And I shouldn't be calling her little, because she deserves all the respect she gets.
For sure.
But so these daughters of Atlas come along, they threaten Earth, as the story always goes.
Yeah.
And then the heroes have to try and find the wherewithal to be like, is this even a challenge, a responsibility I'm ready to stand up to?
Yeah.
So he's a kid who's like dealing with the Spider-Man issue of, can I take on the world?
Yeah.
Do I have why should I take on the world? I'm a baby.
Why am I the person chosen for this?
Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty intense. So look, that's the storyline, and it's pretty rote. We've seen this kind of thing a bunch of times before. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but what is a bad thing is, hey, JP's not seen it, so I'm not going to score the movie. But critics are giving this pretty lukewarm, and even some of the fans are being a bit like about this. Superhero movies seem to be having a hard time, and I'm happy about that. So Black Adam bombed basically, Ant-Man bombed basically, multiverse, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Like the last 4 superhero movies are kicking the bucket by the looks of things, and hopefully that's a sign of change necessarily. I don't want them to die. Logan was excellent, but Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man was a masterpiece. But some of these are so readable.
Yeah, they're formulaic. Yeah, for sure.
So just statistics-wise, good grief, this movie in the United States only opened to $30 million. Usually a movie comes along for superhero movies and makes $100 million guaranteed. 30 million, made 30%. So that's a box office bomb by statistical standards. Weekend to weekend, I think it dropped by like 60% of revenue. Usually that drop is maybe 40% if you open to 100. So this movie is basically running Warner Brothers at a loss by the looks of things. If you're a fan, however, and might be your taste, your flavor of kind of thing, so that's why we're looking at it today. How about we scoot a bit more? Let's come a bit closer. So some of the reason why the theory is this might be happening is because The Rock might have thrown a little rock in the works. So he did Black Adam. And there he was insistent because he's one of these actors who's very much obsessed with how he is put on the screen and how
he's portrayed.
So he's got a lot of control in the creative space and whatever. So he says, and this is from a Hollywood insider, name doesn't want to be released at this point just yet, but he's like, The Rock says that he doesn't want Zachary Levi in the closing shot of Black Adam because he's not star power enough. So he wanted Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's gone now. Black Adam is not going to face Superman, etc., etc. So Shazam was sidelined, and I think that the marketing maybe wasn't necessarily great. Hey, we are trying to do our part. So if you're fans, maybe go check it out for yourself, and maybe here's another taster about the seriousness that comes into Shazam 2, your darkness that you were so keen for.
Please, I'm going to pull a muscle if I don't get to see the scene. Come on, let's check
action scene. Here it comes, Shazam 2, auto ready.
Clip his wings, Anthea. Wait.
woke up with the fright. I'm just thinking about that poor guy that just got the fright of his life who was sleeping in his building that just morphed.
Try to switch off the cell phone's alarm. Like, I'm sure that's it. That's what the vibration is.
I love it. You know what I like about this? Undemanding. And sometimes that's what you need in the cinema. And sometimes you just need to get to the cinema and be able to watch a cool film like this with the little ones. And this looks like the perfect stock. We haven't judged it. We're not going to give it a popcorn.
I'm
just
judging.
recommend you go and do it for yourself. Well, he judged a little bit because he's judgy. But you go and judge for yourself.
Salty about The Rock.
Oh, well, listen, I am caught up in conversation with Roxy Lowe. She is here. And earlier she gave Graham a little bit of a taste and a lesson. But I'm looking at her, what would you call this? The spin deck.
The controller.
The controller. And it is so fascinating. Now, Roxy, for someone looking at this, it's very overwhelming. But do you still find yourself overwhelmed by this whole process, this art that you love?
In terms of the tech, no. And I guess it's because I've spent so much time behind it. And this is actually a very simple layout.
Yeah.
This isn't even, you know, the CDJs with the 4 channels. This is kind of like medium level. So I don't, but I do get a little bit nervous and excited for every set. And I guess that's part of the game, you know?
Yes, and I think the minute you lose that excitement, you need to start questioning, well, I need to start doing things differently.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you find certain crowds more difficult to please than others?
Absolutely. It depends on the location, I found, and the time of the evening and the age group. So, I mean, if you're out at a club at 10 o'clock, everyone's just ready to jaw. But if you're playing at a dinner or at an event, it is a bit tougher, but that's quite enjoyable because I really like the challenge. And I'm an open format DJ. I don't just play one genre. So some DJs just play one style. And in that situation, I have about 20 songs, and I'll play different songs. And if something gels with the crowd, then I'll lean into that direction.
Yes. Now, earlier you gave us a bit of a taste of what to expect. I think we all got so hyped up here in studio because we're all ready to dance. What type of visuals would go with a music video like that?
Okay, so I'm busy shooting the music video. I'm not going to give away too much.
Okay.
But the concept behind the track is Set Me Free. And it's very much woman empowerment. It's very much being stuck in the rat race of what life should be. Women also being stuck in this role that they're in. And
that society has
conformed us in. So it's about stepping out and stepping free and expressing yourself in everything you do. And like with women empowerment, women didn't work back then. Now we've got women CEOs. We are stepping out. We're doing things. Boys, I mean, DJing is another example, surfing as well. So it's very much connected to my journey. And the music video portrays that. So I'm very excited.
Oh, well, we are equally as excited. But Roxy, I'm going to leave you. You're going to do a bit of a mashup for us.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a mix. I'm going to play a little bit of Fisher. He's one of my favorites. He was in South Africa recently. So, yeah, let's get it going.
Let's go for it.
The rhythm is our power section. The freedom we feel in our soul. We dance to learn those lessons as our story continues to unfold. Our beat, our words, our melodies are gifts from the givers of those gifts. We're merely the terminals through which they have passed. So as you struggle to catch the rhythm with your feet, ask yourself, can you really dance to my beat? My beat, 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 my Can you really dance to my beat? yourself. Can you dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat. Watch us get down to this groove with the Afro funk feel, while we get high to a rhythm with spiritual appeal. Expressions of freedom from the descendants of slaves. God gives us the strength for new horizons we must brave. First bondage, then mental, now financially oppressed. With this beat we dance, we know we pass the test. So ask yourself, can you dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, to my beat, dance to my beat, to my beat, to my beat,
Never stop. Roxy ain't going nowhere. The party will continue. We'll see you in just a moment. Only if you can dance to my beat.
Love is Love is a new reality TV series which will be broadcast on SABC2, and we're looking for contestants. You stand a chance of being featured on the show and of finding your love match. You can enter online on our website loveislove.tv, on Instagram at loveislove_ZA, or via Facebook at loveislove.tv. T's and C's apply and can be found on loveislove.tv. Entries close 31st March this year.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is Movie Talk with JP Sebastian. There's been so much going on in Tinseltown and further abroad. We haven't been able to keep you fully updated on all of the amazing movies that you could be watching, so JP has very kindly stepped in to update us on a couple of films that are currently running, so they are immediately accessible, that have caught your eye.
We've been backlogged, obviously, with the Oscars. We've had some good interviews from myself. Good interviews.
Some amazing interviews, buddy.
Thanks. I give myself 12 popcorns out of 10.
No, you deserve it, bro. You really do, man.
I am. Okay, no, thank you. I'm being silly. However, so these are titles that are already out. Like I said earlier, and so you probably had this feeling before. You're like, man, I can't wait for this to come out. And you're like, what, dude? It's been running.
Yeah,
where you been? Throw your money at this. And these are three movies that are large, significant or interesting enough possibly to you folks at home. The first one that we're talking about is Tar. Why that's significant is A, Kate Blanchett.
Ah.
Ooh, Ooh, guys.
Oh, I saw an interview with her about this. People are talking, yo.
And people are calling her mother as well, which is something I do. I think it's similar to Pedro Pascal getting the daddy designation, but yeah, I think they're very good reasons. She's mother in this. I'm not going to lie. As someone who's 37 years older, doesn't know how to use that word. Kate Blanchett is mother. Tar was nominated 6 times at the Oscars.
Sure. Did it walk away with anything?
Crazy.
If it was about a real person, possibly, I know it could be modeled
Biopics,
around a real person,
I know
but
what
it's
you mean, yeah.
to bring a fictitious character to life with this much richness has got to be something.
Richness. I'm going to talk crazy and say men, women don't make a difference. Kate Blanchett might be our greatest living actor we've got.
Yeah.
Guys, in Tar, how much she is in every skin cell, every cell of her body, every fiber of her being that she is Lydia Tar is sickening. It's, you know, like twice a year movies come out and it happens for you guys too. It happens for everyone. You know, like, okay, silly example, you watch Karate Kid and you're like, yes, I'm going to become a karate master.
Yeah, and I did. And I ended up doing karate for my whole life because of that.
Pat him on the head, so karate chop him in the head. No, so look, like, it's one of those movies where this happens to me twice a year. I'm like, geez, I want to be an actor. I want that feeling.
Sure.
And then once a year, a movie comes along like Tar, where you're just like, this might be one of the greatest performances I've seen in my life.
I could never be an actor.
Just so you know, look, the story don't even matter. Like, Kate Blanchett could talk to you about ducks eating bread, and it would be
You would listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but the story is that she's this composer, this conductor who, very big ego, but self-assured, knows her talent. She's the greatest in the world. And she's a bit of a control freak, but does this so delicately, the way she's manipulative with people around her and whatever. And then obviously the world sort of starts unraveling. Think Black Swan, think Whiplash, etc., etc., etc.
Intense. I love it. Okay, from the intense Tar, we move to?
Scream.
Scream 6. I saw this movie, guys. Oh, my goodness. I wanted to... Oh, are you guys keen for it?
Did you scream?
Is it still with the mask? Has anything changed or upgraded?
No, nothing's changed, presumably.
That is the stamp, the rubber stamp of...
And this is not the one you're making fun of. This is the one where he murders. This is not the,
oh, no,
the jokey
it's a
one.
scary movie.
Oh, that's not scary movie. So Scream is the actual scary
It's not
one.
clear, Zoe, when you pay for your ticket to this movie, if you're going to laugh or if you're going to cry. Look, actually, 6 masks also come back in this. So all previous murderers' faces, not the murderers' faces. Come for the greatest hit. So, what I'm surprised about with this movie is how very sleepy New York is every time these scenes come along. Like, a whole fight is going down. People are doing some Scooby-Doo nonsense, climbing between apartments using a ladder, and New York is like, wee, 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 wee.
That's part of the course, maybe.
Okay, so usually I don't become such a, like, you know, poop hole about, like, the small minutiae and the silly details. In a movie, on the whole, is like enjoyable.
If it brings it together.
Then I don't care about the small mistakes. But eventually, if a movie's not like good at the core, you start looking at the small things and you start wondering, why did she run for that thing rather than that thing? Why is she being illogical? Why is the entire setup so stupid? So look, Jenna Ortega, people are obviously loving because of Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it for that reason because she's a great little actress. But man, guys, Scream 6. The movie should be called Will You Die Already?
Yeah.
So that's
Scream,
out already.
No more. Okay, and one last tidbit.
I have to talk about, and you were keen for this, 65 with Adam Driver, Dinosaurs. Are you still keen, or did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but it's still out, so I still have time
I
to
love
go and catch
dinosaurs
it.
and I love Adam Driver.
It's the match made in heaven.
Exactly.
Also, if you love ancient aliens, there's like this movie's like I've not seen it myself, and I am super keen. Look, it's probably as dumb as Scream, but for some reason I'm being hypocritical, and I'll go watch this one, but I won't go watch Scream. Adam Driver's a great actor. We know this.
Phenomenal.
Whether it's Patterson, whether it's Star Wars, whatever, and a Marriage Story as well. The guy's diverse. He'll do whatever the heck he wants, and he'll do it so well. So it's great to see him sort of let his hair down, because I suppose in the last thing he was in, it was an advert where he turns into a horse. He's happy to be weird.
Yeah,
everyone remembers
weird, but it somehow made sense.
Traumatizing
weird,
horse.
yeah.
I'm sure it did. I'm not to me so much.
Do you think our expectations are too high, or do you really think movies are just not hitting the mark like they used to back in the day?
So one of the things that we're seeing, oh geez, now we're going to talk about globalization.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a higher volume of movies. If you're in the 90s, like when Home Alone was out, there may be 12 blockbusters every year.
I hear you.
Nowadays, they're like 60. So it's not that things are on average worse. It's just that we're seeing more worse stuff in absolute terms, not in proportional terms, etc., etc. Let's not get into the philosophy of all that, though. However, 65, you don't need your brain for Adam Driver versus dinosaurs on an ancient Earth planet where it seems like it happens before humanity.
Sorry, there are very few people on Earth who haven't thought about time traveling and ending up in the dinosaur
and
age.
having to fight dinosaurs
survive.
every day.
Okay.
Zoe, while she's brushing her teeth, it's just like any moment now. It could
That
happen.
could happen, yeah. That's why you keep a sword with you
Kapow is
at
the
all
sound
times.
you think they make?
I think my little cats were like aliens in my house.
I love all three of them, 3 completely different movies. If you go and watch them, you can let us know what popcorns you're going to give them.
Dinosaurs. Definitely.
Thank you so much, guys. News headlines for the last time this morning. It's 8 o'clock. Starting off with your national news. The International Monetary Fund has warned of downside risks to SA's economy due to a more protracted global slowdown, further weakening commodity prices and a shift in global investor sentiment away from emerging markets. The IMF also noted that the electricity crisis, Transnet's operational and financial weaknesses, the pace of fiscal reforms and political instability, or unpredictability rather, could all have an impact on growth. Nevertheless, the IMF, which has just concluded meetings with SA authorities, says the growth outlook could improve if the government continues to implement structural reforms combined with fiscal consolidation. And the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosisiwe Mapisa-Nkakula, will remain in her position. Now, this after a no-confidence motion against her did not garner enough support for her removal. The motion was tabled by EFF leader Julius Malema. It was defeated by 234 votes. 42 votes were in favour and 73 MPs abstained. Malema said his party had lost its respect for Mapisa-Nkakula. He cited last year's incident where EFF MPs were removed during the presidency budget vote. They're making international news headlines this morning. Ethiopia's parliament yesterday removed the Tigray region's main political movement from a list of terrorist organizations, a major step towards establishing an interim local government after a 2-year civil war. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, which led the northern region into war with the federal government in late 2020, was designated a terrorist group in May 2021. The conflict ended with a truce signed in Pretoria last November after tens of thousands of people lost their lives and millions were forced from their homes. And the International Monetary Fund says it has reached an agreement with Ukraine on funding worth $15.6 billion. The organization's first loan to a country at war is expected to be approved in the coming weeks. It will also be one of the largest financing packages Ukraine has received since Russia's invasion. The IMF recently changed the rule to allow loans to countries facing, and I quote, exceptionally high uncertainty. The IMF says Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues to have a devastating impact on the economy. Activity contracted by 30% and 2022, and poverty levels soared. And lastly, on a feel-good note, a dentist in Finland recently treated one of the most exquisite patients any dentist could wish to have in his or her chair, a snow leopard named Juma. Now, Juma was in urgent need of a visit to the dentist after zookeepers at the Atari Zoo had noticed a suspicious change in one of her teeth. So, to quote the zoo's website, experts' analysis was that it needed urgent correction before it started bothering Juma. She was subsequently taken to the Takala Animal Clinic in Nurmo and underwent nothing less than a root canal treatment on the second lower molar. She also had fillings placed to prevent infections. Now, Juma responded well to the treatment and is now recovering in her shelter at the zoo. The zoo proudly shared pictures of the treatment on Facebook, drawing ooh and ah comments from across the globe. The snow leopard is known throughout the world for its beautiful fur and elusive behavior, where it lives in the rugged high-altitude mountains of Central Asia. Good news for Juma. And with that, we wrap your news headlines for this Thursday morning. Here's a quick last look at your traffic and your weather.
Dankie, Strydom. Well, let's start off with traffic in Cape Town. There's an accident on the N2 outbound. It's after Airport Approach Road. 2 lanes are obstructed. Please approach with caution or try use an alternative route. Then in Edgemeet in Cape Town, there's heavy congestion on the N7 southbound. It's at the Bosmansdam ramp. Expect delays and allow for more extra travel time. Now, staying in Cape Town, there's congestion and it's heavy on the N2 inbound at Jakes Gerwel Drive. The road seems to be very congested today, so please make sure you grab a coffee before you head out. Then in KwaZulu-Natal and KwaMashu, there's been an accident. This is on the N2 northbound after the KwaMashu interchange. The left and middle lanes are obstructed. Please approach with caution and expect heavy delays. Well, that's a wrap of your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. And we start off with some international news. A landmark United Nations Water Conference opened in New York yesterday with key messages that the world faces a global water crisis. Also marking World Water Day, the conference seeks to place the preservation and sustainable consumption of water on a global stage amid concerning data that water-related targets within the Sustainable Development Goals remains alarmingly off track. The UN's General Assembly was awash in music and the color blue as delegations descended to galvanize game-changing commitments to bring the water action agenda to life, with the UN Chief Antonio Guterres framing proceedings. He said, and I quote, "We are draining humanity's lifeblood through vampiric overconsumption and unsustainable use and evaporating it through global heating." Key targets of the conference are to achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all, achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, end open defecation, improve water quality, and reduce population. Well, that's a wrap of your international news. Let's bring it back home where we take a look at those sunrise views. For your final update, Zia in Durban sent through this bold and bright photo. Look at those tones rolling up the ocean. What a beautiful sight. Then Priscilla in Drakensberg captured a graceful nature-filled view, bright greens showing off stunning views. Then Maureen is taking a beach stroll with her doggos, and she snapped this photo before leaving, showing off a blissful morning in the Eastern Cape. And Tracy Ross showing off a magical view from the Philippines, enjoying a well-deserved holiday and making all of us jealous. And last up, we have Naresh in Durban, who shared a breathtaking video showing off all those captivating tones in the sky with beautiful pinks reflecting over the water. Thank you for that. Well, if you have a sunrise view or video to share with us, we would love to see it. Our WhatsApp line's open, and on your screen right now, our number is 063 408 8863. Well, it's that time of the morning for us to take a final look at your temperatures, starting off in Limpopo. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 15, your high 25. Mbombela, 18.29. Pretoria, 16.27. Staying in Gauteng. Johannesburg, your low is 14, your high 25. Mahikeng, 16.26. Klerksdorp, 17.28. Kimberley, 19 with a high of 29. If you're in Bloemfontein, 16 is your low, 27 your high. Moving to KwaZulu-Natal, Richards Bay, 21 with a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg, 17.27. Durban, 22 with a high of 28 and rain. Mthatha, rainy conditions with a low of 17, a high of 24. East London, 20.24. Cradock, 16.28. If you're in Gqeberha, your low is 20, your high 22. If you're in the Western Cape, George, your low is 18, your high 23. Cape Town, 16 with a high of 26. Worcester, 16.27. Sutherland, 13.31. And Uppington, your low 40 day is 20 and your high 29 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Now, while I get my beauty on by Bernice. Hello, mense, Bernice. No, say, there we go. We're going to take a quick ad break. Lots more to come. Roxy Lowe is here with some epic music, and we delve into the very exciting world of AI. Dis reg. We'll see you just now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
2023 is now in full swing, and it's time for us to take control. It's time for us to start growing and expanding our financial education so that we can get that overall confidence and that security.
And here to give us the best advice on how to look after our financial lives with their new Life of Confidence campaign is Sanlam's Chief Marketing Officer, Mariska Oosthuizen. Good morning, Mariska.
Good morning, guys.
I'm going to try to ask this with as much confidence as I possibly can because I love the sound of this, and I think a lot of people out there are terrified when it comes to finances. So what inspired Sanlam's Life of Confidence campaign? Where did it begin?
So Sanlam is a purpose-led organization. We are inspired by our collective purpose to empower generations to be financially confident, like you were saying, secure and prosperous. At the core of that is financial education. It's really important for people to be empowered with the right kind of tools and financial knowledge for them to make the right decisions for their future. So this campaign is inspired by a very interesting human insight, the fact that as humans, we cannot imagine ourselves in the future. You must try and do that. Think about yourselves in the future. Often we see ourselves better off, younger, much richer, somewhere on a yacht, even if we don't like sailing. And that is because the synaptic brain activity in your brain is the same as when you think about a stranger. And because we can't imagine ourselves in the future, we can't plan for that future. So this is actually a financial education campaign. It's trying to contrast this presence bias that we all have with something which we are all very, very familiar with, which is a 24-hour day. And we're hoping through that people will actually start asking themselves all of the right questions, and that we can combat this kind of presence bias, and we can get people to actually plan for a financial confident future.
That is so interesting because I love that the star of this campaign isn't human, but it is a virtual influencer. And although virtual influencers have been around for some time now, yours is one of a kind. Your virtual influencer is going to be the first in the world to experience its entire lifespan in one day. Can you unpack that for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. It's been a really exciting journey. So we created Zesande. Like you said, she's a virtual influencer, or we call her a meta-human. And we actually created her because she can do something that no human being can do, which is live an entire full life in 24 hours. So her age is what we say fluid. So she wakes up in the morning and she's 18, just finishing school. You know, by the time lunchtime rolls around, she's like 40 and she's hustling hard. And then if she's very smart with her finances and she saves for her future, by the time she gets to 8 o'clock, she can put her feet up and she can retire. So that was the whole idea, for people to actually be able to experience life and time very differently, because it's much easier for us to plan over a shorter period than it is for us to plan over a longer period. So she just reframes life for us so that people will hopefully ask the right questions and make the right choices at different life stages.
Now that we're looking at life and our own financial trajectory through this different lens, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I can't believe we're going to meet a meta person in just a moment. I absolutely love it. But what are you hoping people are going to take on board? What is that purpose playing out through this amazing new way of looking at our lives?
So it really is just about thinking about life and about planning in a different way, right? It all just starts with planning. It starts with understanding what the important things are. It also is about starting earlier, you know, with everything it's starting earlier. So they say the best time to start saving was yesterday. The second best time is right now.
Yeah.
We see through some of the research that we've done as part of this campaign that people who are in retirement age, only 7.2% of them feel ready for it. Now, the only way we're going to, you know, change that and turn it around is by getting young people to kind of engage with financial concepts like compound interest, right? So time is on your side when you're young. Life insurance. When you're young, you think you like invincible. You don't need it, but that's the best time to get it because then that's when it's the most affordable because you're young and healthy. And the earlier you start saving for anything, whether it's your retirement or your child's education, there's just massive benefits to that. So we really hope people will go and visit Life of Confidence, experience life, you know, drop it at your lifetime when you know it's the right thing, see what the important questions are that you have to ask. Also understand that you don't have to do this alone. You know, financial planning is quite daunting, but you can, you know, find a financial expert that can be your guide on this journey. So we really hope that people will engage with it, especially young people, because it's a meta-human. You know, we know youngsters already live their lives in the metaverse.
Exactly.
For me, who's a little bit older, it's a bit scary. But we hope that they will engage with their Sunday, engage with her life, and through that, ask all those important financial questions.
Well, Mariska, thank you for making it understandable because this is a big project to tackle, but thanks to Sanlam's Life of Confidence campaign, we are now able to grasp that concept a little bit better. And now it's not only time for you to live your best life, but to live it smartly. And with Sanlam, they've got you covered.
All right, well, I'm excited for this, taking a look at what is happening out there on the socials. Now, in December 2022, an AI filter generator went viral when users could generate rather arty and stylish AI images and portraits using their selfies. However, users had to pay for this app. Then everyone's favorite TikTok created a free filter version on their app, and the trend picked up once again. And today, we are looking at this trend and we'll give you a try ourselves. Grant Hines in the house. Meneer, good to see you.
It's great to be speaking about AI because we actually haven't on the show.
I know,
and
AI
it's been
taking over, dude.
It's such a huge discussion, and I think that we need to understand it.
Yeah.
The whole country needs to understand it. So if you're listening to this episode, please.
Exactly.
We'll learn a lot.
It's going to take us more than a couple of minutes to unpack what AI is doing. I mean, the ChatGPT, I mean, it made huge headlines when it first came out. But now we are rather just focusing on TikTok for now because we love those selfies, my bro. We love it. So it's an AI generator kind of filter.
Yes. So what it's doing is it's taking lots of different art and images from all around the internet and applying those styles to your face.
All right.
With using artificial intelligence. So we've got to make it look nice.
Got to make it look nice. Now, the first TikTok we're looking at this morning is from a user called Jevon, tried it out and claimed that the filter rather humbled him. Take a look.
Bring it over to my place. You don't know what you do. I can make it happen on your body lightweight. Honey, fast, make it.
Okay. Well, he looked like a TikTok filter before even doing the filter. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like this like supermodel and then going into...
Exactly. The next user we're looking at is Spepelo Zakali. Now, she used the filter to see what her favorite SA artist, Babes Wodumo, would look like.
Bring it over to my place. You don't know what you do. I can make it happen on your body lightweight.
It's fun, man.
No, that's very cool. I like those styles. I like how there's a lot of like Afrofuturism in that.
Yeah.
You can see where they're pulling some of those styles from.
Definitely.
And like, yeah, it looks very, very cool.
Our next video proves that this filter isn't just for humans, but our furry friends too. Oh, come on, man.
That actually worked pretty well. It worked better than I thought.
Yeah.
So the filter works with animals too. It doesn't just...
Apparently so, man. I mean, this is the fun part about it. And you can see people have a lot of fun with it. I want to invite Roxy in for a second here. Roxy, come join us here.
I'm so excited. I'm yet to introduce myself to
because,
my
I mean,
AI
it wouldn't be a
version.
challenge unless we try it out ourselves,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it's quite easy. I mean, you know, go on TikTok, you click on the app button to create the video under the effect AI portrait filter, and you position yourself into the frame and have fun with it. So Roxy, here we have it. We have a little station set up.
I found the filter. There it is.
Okay, let's bring this one a little bit closer.
No, wait, whoa.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay. Wow, it's actually done it already.
Wow.
Oh, what do you think? Step back.
Love it. She looks like a warrior woman.
Do you want to do another one?
Let's do another one.
Let's do another one.
Maybe
Go
I'll
for it.
smile on this one. I was trying to be the
hardcore.
Yeah, the hardcore version of
Okay,
myself.
so we are going to do that, and we're going to just... Yeah, there we go. Put your face in.
Generating.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's a vibe.
I like that.
And that's the first time I've met my AI version. So
I think
nice
it's great.
to meet you.
But listen, what's her name?
What's her name? Fox.
Roxy with an I?
No, Fox.
So we did a couple from our Expresso family as well. I'll show you a couple. Let me see. Where are they? Here they are. So this is me. Apparently.
Yeah.
I know. Look at that. Pleasantly surprised. And then we have Chef Clem.
Yeah!
Come on.
That's a vibe.
Ready to take on the world, baby. And we have our live producer, Lena. There we have it. Yes, I love it. Grant, you haven't done one.
No, I haven't.
I think it's time. I think it's time. You ready?
I am, yeah, what? There we go.
No. Oh, yeah, let's go, Mr. Bean. Is it not recognizing your face? What's going on? Oh, there we have it. Okay. So it seems the AI doesn't
is this
do
the Aladdin
blonde hair.
version of me?
It seems that all of us come out a little bit Aladdin-ish, for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's good fun. I mean, we loved seeing what our future selves could look like, and we want to see yours too. So try out the AI portrait filter and tag us on TikTok at Expresso Show. Now, if you haven't already, follow us on TikTok and mention us in your videos. Who knows, you could join us for TikTok Thursdays. Why not? We'll be back with some more AI a little bit later on.
Hey, what's that? This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's the Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically, it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Let's be honest, there are tons of lessons that we learn throughout our lifespan, but learning to work with money in a smart way is a lesson that should be encouraged from as young as possible. And with us today to assist us with the perfect way to introduce and, most importantly, implement a good, solid financial education is Segment Solutions Manager at Sanlam Savings, Fazana Buerta. And I am so excited to say the first meta-human that I've got to meet in meta-person, if that's how you say it, Zasande. Welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Zasande, it is so exciting having you here, a world-first avatar in person that gets to live out her entire lifespan in only 24 hours. How are you feeling?
Firstly, I just want to say that I am so excited to be on the show for my first live interview. I'm excited, a little nervous, but I'm excited.
You know, a little nerves are okay, but just give us some context. How old are you right now?
Right now, I'm 20 years old. I mean, look at this outfit, this hair, this vibe. I love it here.
I managed to hop onto Sanlam's Life of Confidence webpage where I got to see all the different things you need to think about as you get older. And that's quite a vulnerable experience. And for someone that's just out of her 20s, I think I still have a lot of life lessons to learn when it comes to my own finances. But for you, what are some of those lessons that you've learned during your 20s?
The beauty of compound interest. No, seriously, it's a game changer. They say that like your 20s is the time that you're supposed to get a head start. So I am making the most out of my salary. The sooner I start saving, the more my money will grow. And the older you start, there's a bit of catching up to do.
I love that, Fazana. I can see you nodding your head like, yes, please, preach it to the world. Your amazing team at Sanlam have been doing some digging here, and you have found a rather alarming trend that young South Africans aren't doing this. We aren't taking advantage, I say we very loosely about young South Africans, but we aren't taking advantage of compound interest. Why is that? And what advice do you have for them? How can they start?
I think there's two reasons for that. I think the first is that the presence bias that Mariska may have mentioned, people can't see themselves in that position, so they're not making provision for that position. And the other one is that you don't know better, so you don't do better. Okay, so without the knowledge and without that sight, that foresight, you're not able to take the right action. So what can we do about that? So Albert Einstein said that those who know compound interest earn it, and those who don't, they pay it. Yeah. So now that we have this confidence campaign and we're trying to educate young people, it's for that reason exactly. Once you know, you can do. And so you engage with this tool and you learn to understand the benefit of compound interest and how the small actions today can make the difference tomorrow, and then you take those actions towards the goal.
Fazana, for someone my age, can I ask for some practical tips on how I can still live my best life but make sure I plan accordingly for my future?
Well, I think that it's important for you to plan for your best life, both right now and for the life that you want in the future, right? Like you rightfully said. So when you think about a day, you plan for time with your friends, time for yourself, time for your family, your work, and in context of that, you're able to budget for all those things in terms of time. And when you're thinking about your future, you want to do something similar. You want to be able to budget for the life that you see yourself having, as well as the life that you're living right now, so that it enables you to enjoy all the things you want while keeping you on track towards the things you'd like for the future.
Now, I know Zasanda is going to catch up to me a little bit later this afternoon, probably, but unlike my very young friend over here, I'm a little bit more progressed in life. I've got 2 young kids, and I am thinking a lot more about my future, because it's not just my confidence and my security, it's generational, and you guys keep using that. So at my slightly more advanced age, what should I be thinking about right now?
Okay, I think a big priority is being able to save for your child's education, of course, because like we said, when you know better, you do better, and you want to give them the formal training as well as those soft skills. And that comes with you making the right decisions, so you're passing on the right behaviors to your child as well. So one of the things you want to do is partner with someone who's going to help you to plan for your child's financial future, and that's where we come in. And then we also have a lot of tools and resources available on our Life of Confidence site on sanlam.co.za, and you can use that to enable you to make decisions for yourself as well as your child. And it's very important for you to think about generational wealth as not just financial wealth, but also being able to pass on knowledge and behaviors that are going to enable your child to make better decisions as well.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let me speak from experience. Learning to make the right kind of financial decisions when you are younger will lead to a much freer life when you're a little bit older, like me. And of course, with Sanlam in your corner, you have your tribe around you to help make the right decisions, learn those lessons from mistakes you don't even have to make yet, and ensure that you can be confident about your financial journey.
And with Sanlam's assistance, you have gained some exceptional financial advice.
It certainly is a feel-good Thursday morning. We're continuing our discussion around artificial intelligence with Grant Hines right now. Look, it's no secret. AI has quickly taken over how we work, from labor-intensive jobs, search engines, all the way through to arts. Now, Grant is here to explain how this is all happening. Grant, lucky to have you, my man. I love this whole AI thing. I mean, it's like a tsunami wave that has just been over the past while, just kind of coming down on us.
Look, it's good and it's bad.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of both. I like to think of it as the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So when Mickey Mouse got all the brooms to sweep for him, it was fantastic until it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
And it can get out of control. So, but the more we understand it and the more that we accept it, the better it is that we can control it and apply
how
it
we
to
can
our lives.
integrate it. Exactly. Now, there's a bunch of great features. You've got a couple.
So the first one I would like to talk about is Midjourney. A lot of people know about Midjourney. It's very similar to what we're doing in TikTok, where what the software is doing is it's scraping a whole bunch of art and styles and subject matter all across the internet and then applying it to images. So you can tell Midjourney to make a self-portrait of you in the style of Van Gogh, for instance, or whatever, and then do lots of different iterations of that, which is really interesting. There are problems with that, and a lot of artists will be upset because they've developed their style over like 50 years,
Exactly.
and now you're just applying their style to your work. Adobe have introduced it into their work, but have disclosed where they're getting their sources from, which is really interesting. So it's that has still got to feel its way out.
Yeah.
The second really exciting AI system that's being introduced, actually last week, was Google Workspace. So if you've got a Workspace account with Google, it can do things like summarize email threads for you. And then if a client, for instance, especially in us subcontractors and people that do create content creator work, a client will say, hey, I need this, this, and this done. Then if you accept the terms, you can literally get the AI to rewrite a brief for that client so that you can go, I can do this, this, and this, and then you can just tweak it. So instead of having to sit down for maybe 2 hours and think about the brief and write it out, the AI can do it. And that's just one way that Google is introducing AI into
I would
Google
suggest you go
Workspace.
and just reread it, just in case.
Yes. No, that is a problem. Can you imagine, so you can get them to summarize an entire thread, get the gist of the thread, and then reapply it. But yes, it could be a problem in the future where you agree to something over email and that you didn't see it previously.
Yeah.
The other one is really exciting is Office. So Microsoft have included in Office 365 something called Copilot. I like to think of it as the evolved. Do you remember the little paperclip?
That's right.
It's like the evolved paperclip. Yeah, that kind of thing. So what you can do is you can say, this Word document that I've written out or that somebody sent to me, make that a PowerPoint presentation. And it will then convert that entire document for you automatically into a PowerPoint presentation. Wow. So it will save you a lot of time and allow you to be a little bit more productive. And there are lots of different use cases where that's going to apply within these working ecosystems. And just to show you the power of it, I've got a piece of software in front of me called Notion. This is a productivity software that I use. A lot of content creators use it. But I was thinking we can do something like we can write a brief, we can brainstorm ideas, we can produce a blog post on a piece of content. But I was thinking, why don't we write a story? I'm gonna do this on the fly. Write a story for a kid's book where Ewan is the hero and he goes out to space. Let's see what the AI goes. There we go. So the AI is now, I haven't done anything, I've just given it some...
Look at that.
I love this. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Ewan who loved science and space. He always dreamed of exploring the universe, meeting aliens, different planets, blah, blah, blah. My favorite line is here. They created a new spacecraft and called it Expresso AI. I did not plan this, which could travel at the speed of light to the furthest corners of the universe, or South Africa's TV spectrum. Ewan was so excited about this new mission that he decided to apply for the
the crew.
And then there's a whole story that you can do like
That
kid
is
stories.
so
let's do another one.
But anyway, where does this leave? I mean, these guys that dedicate their lives to writing stories and coming up with content and
it should be an addition. So think
Yeah.
about it as
an addition.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's a tool set that can help you brainstorm. So this is a great starting point if you wanted to write a story.
Yeah.
Maybe obviously that's a silly story, the Expresso AI spaceship or whatever.
I loved it. I know what you're talking about.
Let's go. So name 3 things in your fridge that you might want to cook tonight. How's about that?
Oh, that's nice because I mean, a lot of people go. The common question in households is, "What are we going to eat tonight?"
Yeah,
What
give
are we
me
cooking
a
tonight?
recipe.
Broccoli.
With broccoli. You've just got broccoli randomly in your
chicken.
fridge?
I do. I always have broccoli in the fridge.
How do you spell broccoli? Yo.
2 L's.
2 L's.
One. Yeah, there we go. No.
Okay, it'll work it out. Chicken.
And what else do I have in there?
Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Okay, great. Let's do tomatoes. So now I've asked the AI to do this. Here we go. If you've got boneless chicken breasts, broccoli florets, not only is it giving me the ingredients, it's giving me instructions on how to cook it as well.
No way.
The cook for 15 minutes, the time it's going to take to cook. And this is it's a great use of artificial intelligence that we can use in our daily lives. Help brainstorm ideas. If you are struggling with something that you need to write, need ideas to to get out of bed in the morning, to get a fit. I need a, how about this? Let's do this. Give me a fitness regime for a month. Include running, I guess. I like to run.
Okay.
Let's see what it does. I've never done this, so let's see.
Okay. Fitness ever incorporating running into your routine is great. Way to do so. Here's a 1 month. Wow.
So so every day of the month. So here we go.
Listen, this is not bad, eh?
So this is 10-minute warm-up walk, run for 5 minutes, walk for 1 minute.
Entire program.
So yeah, that's your entire workout program. That if you just needed the impetus to start something, AI is a great step to do that.
Love it. Grant, thank you very much for pulling through, man. This is scary and exciting at the same time, that's for sure. Now stay with us. We've got more gaming content heading your way this morning.
If you love your pasta and you're proudly Italiano, then show it in the all-new #FattySimonis Wednesday Challenge.
From the 8th to the 29th of March, 4 very lucky Expresso viewers stand the chance of winning your own NutriBullets, plus a Fatties and Monies hamper valued at 500 Rand. But you need to be inspired. We want you to post a picture of your favorite Afro-Italian meal, along with a product pic of the Fatties and Monies product that you used on the Expresso Facebook competition post or on your Instagram page.
So follow and tag at @fatties_and_monies in your entry, and make sure to add hashtag Fatties and Monies Wednesdays. And the competition closes on the 29th of March. T's and C's apply. In fact, bravo, Mataliano.
Bravo to you and us.
Oh, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We all learn differently and experience various challenges throughout our life. But what if you can go back in time and look at ways you could have worked with your money differently? Here to give us a look at past to present, we have our trusty helper and meta-human, Zasande. Zasande, wow, what a difference. Talk me through what has changed since the last time I saw you.
Well, it's more than just a wardrobe and hair change. So this is me in my 30s. And life's suddenly become a lot more. You know what I mean?
Are you coping?
I'm trying to just find a balance between prioritizing family and my career, and also not forgetting future me's aspirations for a soft life in my 60s.
Now, for those of us who have just joined us, Sasande is our Sanlam virtual avatar, and I believe a world first. She is the only avatar that can experience her entire lifetime in a single day. And we're about to catch up with her and find out exactly where she is in her life in a day. Sasande, where are you right now?
I'm 35.
How's life different for you as a 35-year-old?
It's that in-between age where life's good, family's good, career's good, but it feels like others have it better. And better doesn't necessarily mean better off financially. It's so easy to get into a debt trap trying to keep up with everyone else.
Zasande, I have a few rapid-fire questions. I hope I can pick your brain. What are some of the most important money lessons you've learned during your 20s?
I would say that compound interest is the main squeeze. Stick with it for life so you can get the most out of your interest-growing benefits.
And tell me, what's the most important money lesson you've learned in your 30s?
Ooh, 30s. Don't spend yourself poor trying to look rich. You stay focused on your goals and don't try and keep up with everyone else.
That's a good idea. Thank you. And what's that one thing you wish you had done sooner?
Saving. Saving is a big one, definitely.
And what lesson would you carry with you through every single life phase?
Wow. You know what? I would say that partnering with the right financial partner can help you achieve all of your goals.
Zasande, it's been amazing to see your life journey. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I better go before I hit the next milestone, the big 4-0.
Well, listen, we can't wait to see you in your 40s, and happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Thanks to Sanlam's assistance, we know it's never too late to work wisely with your money. After all, we all want that security and assurance in life.
Gotta love us some AI, that's for sure. It's been the talk of the morning. But now we are jumping into the kitchen with another revolutionary recipe. Stick around.
Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, earlier on in the show, Wadia and Munib Mohammed inspired us with Eid-inspired brunch ideas. Now, this next recipe is a crowd pleaser for sure, perfect for the sweet tooth. Welcome back, you guys. Lovely to be in the kitchen with you guys right now. And listen, I've got a sweet tooth. I'm looking forward to this. So we are making a very special bread pudding using Clover fruits of the forest yogurts.
Well, this is certainly, I want to go as far as saying is this dessert is life.
I like that.
So it's a little bit of a twist on the traditional bread pudding. We've used some croissants, filled it with some of the fruits of the forest dairy snack, and then we will go on to what you're going to add to our contribution is the sauce, which is a bit of eggs, milk, nutmeg, cinnamon, butter, brown sugar, bringing all of that together. You can also use vanilla pod opposed to the vanilla extract, and then we add that to the cut up croissants, and we just kind of make sure that all the flavors are absorbed in the croissants.
And let me tell you, there's a lot of flavors here. Now, you can use any of your favorite clover fruits of the forest dairy snack flavors for this recipe to give this delectable dish a fruity taste. So let's start putting this together.
Okay.
Muniba, you ready on that side, my friend?
Yes, so
you ready with your croissant?
Yeah, we'll first start by cutting them in half. And once we cut them in half, we basically further cut them into bite-sized chunks. But we'll first spread them.
Is it better to use fresh croissants, or what would you suggest?
I mean, when we developed the recipe, we used fairly fresh croissants, and it baked equally well. So it was crisp, nice. So it didn't make much of a difference whether it was fresh or just standing for a day or two.
All right, and some dairy snack on there as opposed to what we would normally do, some butter.
So we're using the strawberry dairy snack, I think it is. We've previously used the stewed fruit and custard. We all know that stewed fruit and custard goes well in a baked pudding. So yeah, the choice is really yours.
Right, so Monique, while you're doing this, what should I start putting this together?
So we've got eggs in there. We're going to add some milk to that.
All of this?
Yes.
All right.
So that's about 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
We're going to put in some brown sugar and melted butter.
There we go. Just loosen that up a little bit. And some butter.
And then that's your vanilla extract. And you can, as an alternative, use the seeds from the vanilla pod, which gives you those black speckles and the strong vanilla flavor.
That's it.
But the extract suffices. Some lovely nutmeg to bring out the flavors, and to round that off, some cinnamon.
You gotta have cinnamon in a bread pudding.
Absolutely.
That's one of those things. All right, so let's mix this all together. And look at that. And this will bind everything.
Correct.
Okay, let's just try and make a mess here, Ewan. There we go. These are all. And you can smell that, all those different spices.
And once that goes into the oven, you'll get those cinnamon, buttery flavors coming through, wafting through the kitchen.
That's it. Oh, and look at that. And what do you have picked here on this
so
side?
the next step, which is going to be really drizzled over the completed pudding, is a vanilla sauce, which has a base of butter, some thick cream.
Lovely.
So we're going to melt all of these together. Again, some yummy brown sugar.
Definitely something
and then vanilla
that I would go
extract to bring through the vanilla flavors. And then basically what you do is, on completion of the bread pudding in the oven, allow it to stand for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, provided that this is still slightly warm, you drizzle it over your completed
So that goes
pudding,
over fire, okay.
and it just absorbs that flavor, so it runs through right to the bottom of the pudding.
Right.
So in every mouthful, you'll get the vanilla sauce coupled with all of that.
So do I just go ahead and pour this over?
Absolutely.
Go ahead and pour it over.
And that's going to absorb everything very nicely. Look at that. Okay.
And you can give that a little bit of a push so that it
soaks up
all
everything.
your lovely flavors of the sauce.
Now, this beautiful recipe is available on our website, expressoshow.com. Go check it out. And this goes in, how you bake it for?
Bake it for 40 minutes or until it's golden and a little bit crisp on the top. And then Bob's your uncle.
And then you have a beautiful final product like that after you've drizzled that sauce of yours over as well. Lovely stuff. Well, if you've missed any of the steps, like I said, the recipe is on our website, expressoshow.com. You guys are amazing. Thanks for coming up with such innovative ideas.
Thank you for having us, and please do give us a visit. We are in a food truck on Bloberg Beach, or at a number of events across the Western Cape. So follow us on the socials, events, your own personal celebrations or festivals. And thank you again for having us.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys on the Blobo beachfront. That's my valley. I'm going to come
So come and have a bow on the beach.
I'll have a bow on the beach. Listen, here's those steps once again if you've missed anything.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it dialed in. One last opportunity to get down and dirty. I love this girl so much because you've crafted almost a new version of yourself that is absolutely the manifestation of everything that you are. It's so cool to see someone just becoming, which is beautiful. That being said, there's a lot of work that goes into even curating a set. So when you think about, say, Splashy Fen, you're going to, over the Easter weekend, you're going to be rocking in, I would imagine, your happiest place ever.
Absolutely.
How do you go about building the right kind of set? Is it all from you? Do you think about the crowd? How do you go about that arithmetic in the brain?
So there's some DJs that play, I mean, one genre and that's it. And they play for themselves because they're kind of set on that, set on that. But I'm like an open format DJ, so I'm very much for the people. So I might plan my set here and then end up here. So for Splashy, my process is understanding the crowd. Who is going to be there? Are they young? Are they old? What do they listen to? What does Durban like to do? what are they drinking? You know, are they going to be on brandy and cokes or are they going to be on wine? So you don't know what the vibe's going to be.
I get that.
And then I plan it and I slowly start with a build-up and tension, charge, discharge, and then kind of relaxation, but that's the point that I've got to say goodbye. But I try and work with that format. But yeah, it just depends on who I'm playing for. And I can play at a wedding or a corporate function.
I was going to say, this is a plug-and-play opportunity. Yes. So I would, if you're looking for an entertainment factor that's going to level up the experience, you get something from a DJ that you can't get from any other artist. I love that. How can people connect with you if they want to book you?
Yes, my website, roxylow.com. Otherwise, my Instagram, @roxylow. I mean, the DMs are there. Everything links from there. So it's a central place. Yeah.
And we are ready to rock out.
I'm ready to jaw.
We love the fact that we just press play and let you go for like a half an hour. It was last time. But we're going to close out with a beautiful little mashup here from one of our favorites. It's Roxy Low on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Oh, she's live, baby.
Let you know if you didn't know. I'm on my way to the liquor store with BBE and my didn't roll. Got too much game to be slipping, no. I'll let you know if you didn't know. I'm on my way to the liquor store with BBE and my didn't roll. Got too much game to be slipping, no. I'll let you know if you didn't know. I'm on my way to the liquor store with BBE and my didn't roll. Got too much game to be slipping, no. I'll let you know if you didn't know. I'm on my way to the liquor store with BBE and my didn't roll. Got too much game to be slipping, no. I'll let you know if you didn't know.
Shorty get down, good lord. Baby got him up and all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cut him up to ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away, I can't get her out of my mind. I think about the girl all the time. East side to the west side, pushing that ride, it's no surprise. She got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash. That's when it comes to the gas. By no means average, it's someone she's got to have there. Baby, you're a
Better food choices never tasted so good, nor were they ever so easy as the range of healthy living options. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.